For the Sooners, it's all about the Murrays. Heisman Trophy candidate Kyler Murray dismantles defenses, disembowels defenses, and decimates defenses. While Kenneth Murray is relentless, ruthless, rapacious, racking up tackles, 28 of them last week, shattering the FBS record. It's Sooner swag on deck. 2 decades of consecutive sellouts here at Memorial Stadium. And today, Oklahoma welcomes in Baylor for a conference battle. Baylor 3-1, Oklahoma a perfect 4-0. Matt Rule, the second-year head coach of the Baylor Bears, has already surpassed last year's win total of just 1 game. He feels that his team is ready to accomplish something special. Meanwhile, second-year head coach, his counterpart, Lincoln Riley, on the other side of the field, says that it's important today that his team protect the home field. He feels Baylor is much better than advertised. Just a few moments before kickoff, Mark Jones chopping it up alongside. I'm not going to call him Dusty Dvorak today, folks. Here in Norman, he's just 94 to everybody. You know what I mean? Dusty, big news, though, for Oklahoma. Kyler Murray, the starting quarterback, will not start because of disciplinary reasons. What does that mean for the Sooners today?
Well, they got to start fast. All the spotlight now goes on to Austin Kendall, who did not win the starting quarterback job and the quarterback competition in the offseason. I think for Baylor, it gives them an opportunity to start fast. And Oklahoma this year has outscored their opponents 108-31 in the first half. A point of emphasis for Matt Rule. Matt Rule said they needed a fast start. With Kyler Murray starting on the bench, gives them a great opportunity.
Yeah, for more on Kyler Murray, let's go downstairs to Molly.
Well, Mark, I'm told that Kyler Murray overslept and was late to Friday's practice. That's why he's not starting in this game. And Lincoln Riley making being on time a huge priority for his team, telling them if you're late to anything, you're not starting. And there's no word on how long Austin Kendall will be out there on the field. They're obviously being very private about this because they don't want Baylor to gain a competitive advantage. But I am told that head coach Matt Rule did learn the news of this last night, and there's more bad news for the Sooners. Their starting left guard, Ben Powers, is out here right now in street clothes, Mark.
That's one of the best offensive lines previously in all of college football. Well, Baylor winning the toss, deferring the second half. Oklahoma will receive. So we will see their offense led by Austin Kendall on the field first to begin this game. Trey Brown back deep for Oklahoma. Sooners have won 3 consecutive games against the Bears. And Oklahoma will take it 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line as we check out our Dvorak check marks.
Yeah, you know, Oklahoma, their secondary today, they're going to be challenged big time. They haven't tackled well, and they've had some issues in some coverage. And Baylor's got some big receivers that are really going to test them. Both these defenses will be put to the test with mobile quarterbacks. And as we mentioned earlier in the open, Baylor really focused on getting out to a quick start here in Norman.
Austin Kendall making his first collegiate start here today. Tailback behind him, Trey Sermon. On 1st down and 10. All the way out to the 32-yard line. That was Austin Kendall showing some of his mobility.
Little zone read, keep the defensive end. James Lynch closes on the running back. A nice job by Austin Kendall taking what the defense gives him.
A little bit of motion there on the left side of that offensive line. Dusty, any idea what kind of feel you have for how long Kendall might be in there and Murray on the sidelines?
I'd be shocked if it's more than 2 series. There's a decent chance it's only 1 series before we see Kyler Murray.
Everyone but the center. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
But I do think it's worth pointing out, this is good on Lincoln Riley. He made a rule with his football team. He laid down the law. Kyler Murray was late to practice. Therefore, he has to suffer the punishment. That's exactly the way a head coach should handle his business.
Nobody beyond reproach, even the star quarterback. 2nd down and 11. Kendall pulls it out. looking downfield. A little holding going on. No flag, though, as CeeDee Lamb was being grabbed by Derek Thomas. Actually seemed to have him by the jersey at one point, and now a late flag on the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 44. Defense with a hit below the quarterback's knees. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Looked like Derek Thomas, the cornerback, got away with a hold, if not a pass interference on CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. And then Clay Johnston hit the quarterback low.
That's a missed flag there. They did not miss the low hit on Austin Kendall.
Well, he had all of Lamb's number 2 in his hand. First down and 10 out to the 39-yard line. Out to the 40, that's Trey Sermon with his first carry of the ball game. Brought down by Chris Miller. Trey Sermon, the starting tailback, in place of Rodney Anderson, who was injured in the second ball game of the season, suffering a knee injury and done for the year. Second down and 9. They go fast. Incomplete over the middle, intended for Calcaterra.
It's a nice job by the middle linebacker, Clay Johnston. Cover 2, he's sitting back in coverage. He breaks on the football with a big hit on Grant Calcaterra to knock this ball loose. Look at the plant and drive by 44. He sees it. That's just a drop by Calcaterra. The ball was out before the contact got there.
Third down and 9. Opening series of the ball game for the Sooners with Austin Kendall in at quarterback. Kyler Murray watching from the sidelines due to disciplinary reasons. Kendall under duress. Incomplete at the 41-yard line for Calcaterra again. And now they'll have to punt on fourth down. Good pressure up front by James Lynch.
James Lynch, watching him on tape. Talk about a defensive lineman that can flat out get after it. Excellent rusher, good hands and hips. Matt Rule calls him slithery. It's tough for offensive linemen to get their hands on him. A nice stop by Baylor on the opening possession.
Chris Platt is one of the return men for Baylor, a dangerous punt returner. Austin Seibert averaging a little over 41 yards per punt on the season. A line drive spiral and a fair catch called. Fumbled! Back at the 12, scooped up. And they're going to mark it about the 9-yard line. Unable to advance a fumble on a punt. But Curtis Bolton was there to scoop it up. It'll be first and goal from the 9 for Oklahoma.
Big mistake by the punt returner, Chris Platt, the senior, the speedster, calls for the fair catch and just misjudges the football. Nice effort down the field by Trey Brown to get on the returner, make sure he can't recover the football. An outstanding job scooping. Obviously, you can't advance it, so no score. Nice job by Curtis Bolton.
Dusty, let's see who comes in at quarterback now for Oklahoma. Will it be Kyler Murray?
I'm guessing Kyler Murray.
Kendall again.
Yeah.
That was a one-series rebuke and punishment for Kyler Murray. And you can hear the fans here. First and goal. Hands it off to Pledger. And Pledger is brought down. Got about a yard on the play. Pledger, one of about 4 backs we'll see carry the football here today. Doing it by committee in the absence of Rodney Anderson.
TJ Pledger, true freshman out of IMG Academy. Quick, can make you miss. He's got a bright, bright future here in Norman.
Second and goal. Pledger and Sermon in the backfield. Play clock winding all the way down to 4. Murray. Touchdown Sooners. Morris with the grab. Well, in all of 2 plays, Kyler Murray puts his team on the scoreboard. A little bit of help from that fumbled punt by Chris Platt. And for Lee Morris, that's his second touchdown reception of the season. And the fourth of his career. Hybrid with the extra point. And the Sooners lead it 7-0.
Lincoln Riley sent his message, and Kyler Murray didn't take him long on the slant to Lee Morris. Beats the coverage, and Kyler Murray responds in a big way.
Oklahoma Sooners off to a 7-0 start, capitalizing on the fumbled punt by Chris Platt. A couple plays later, it was Kyler Murray into the end zone, completing the pass for the touchdown, and the Sooners continue to dominate its opponents in the first half. That trend starting here this afternoon already. Platt and Trevor White back deep. And they'll come out to the 25, first down and 10. Right here on ABC. Expect whiteout conditions for this one. We'll have the top 10 matchup between big-time college football playoff implications with it, too, between number 4 Ohio State and number 9 Penn State at Beaver Stadium. 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central on ABC. Also on the app. You can watch it anywhere. Who do you like?
I like Ohio State in this one, man. I know no Nick Bosa. I think it's going to give Trace McSorley some opportunities. I think it's going to be a fantastic football game. That wideout is going to be off the charts tonight.
Wow. In Happy Valley. Okay. First down and 10. Charlie Brewer out of the shotgun. Completes his first pass over the middle. It ought to be a first down to Jermichael Hasty. Charlie Brewer completing 63% of his passes coming into the ball game here today.
He's got some baller to him. He moves around quite a bit. They like him in the quarterback run game with the zone read keeps, and when the pocket collapses, he is very mobile back there, but he keeps his eyes down the field. And he's had a really nice start to the season for Baylor.
Second down and 1. Green again gets around the edge. There's a flag behind the play at the 31-yard line. Jermichael Hasty brought down.
Holding, number 63. Offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
Charlie Brewer, starting quarterback out of Austin, Texas, and a very prominent high school program that he played at, too, Dusty.
Same place as Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Lake Travis.
Quarterback, high school quarterback factory. You know, it's interesting. I'm watching the tape. I didn't realize they even played at the same high school, and I'm watching. I'm thinking, is this guy kind of similar stature to Baker Mayfield, kind of similar playing style? I mean, he's not quite Baker Mayfield, but it's interesting the relationship they have and how similar their style of play is.
They move it back after the penalty. Nonetheless, Brewer completes another rope to number 15, Denzel Mims, with his 14th catch of the season. Third down coming up, about 4 yards to go. Baylor coming off their best win of the season against Kansas last week. From the 31. Flag down. Brewer delivers a strike complete for the first down at the 40-yard line to Henley, but will it stand?
Holding, number 77. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Still third down.
42, Mark Jackson was working off the edge. Patrick Lawrence, the senior offensive lineman, very experienced. He was beat, so instead of allowing Mark Jackson pass, he got the hold. Good call by the official.
Have to keep an eye on this Sooner defense. Looking to take a step in the right direction this year. That's been one of the emphasis of the recruiting efforts. Third down and 14. Brewer sacked back at the 13-yard line by Ronnie Perkins, the true freshman. One of those guys that continues to improve on that side of the ball.
Well, it's third and long, and Mike Stoops decides he's going to dial up some pressure. and it's the true freshman. You're going to see him loop all the way around. He's going to come all the way around, and he gets clean. Athletic, does an excellent job seeing the crease, getting up the field, and getting the quarterback to the ground. They're very excited about the potential of Ronnie Perkins, who's had a great start to his true freshman season.
His second sack of the season. Baylor with consecutive penalties on that drive, really self-destructing in a sense. Fair catch called at the 43-yard line, and the Sooners will start in good field position after Lamb fields it. It went 45 yards. Well, you can stream college football all season long on ESPN+, so start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com. You can watch all kinds of great games, live programming, some 30 for 30s that have been banked and put on reserve, and some good stuff going on there.
Great stuff going on there.
But how nice is it to be back home today?
Man, it's really nice. You know, I mean, I live here in Norman, so I didn't have to travel this week. Didn't get on an airplane. Loved having you guys and the crew over last night for a production meeting. Mama cooked the chicken spaghetti, so.
Sandra Dvorak is our MVP this afternoon, no matter what happens on the field. Mom, I'm with you. Down to the 47, Kyler Murray picks up 3. Around here, folks, number 94 looms large. You walk into the athletic offices, the football offices, locker rooms. Two-time all-conference player here. Chicago third-round pick. Dusty, I'm enjoying just following in your vapors today, man. It's been a fun ride the last few days here in Norman. A lot of great football history. A pass complete. What a grab by C.D. Lamb. Wow. That thing stuck to his hands.
Wow, it's C.D. Lamb on a slant. Ball's thrown behind him. How about this for hands? Got some stickum on that thing. As he grabs it, pulls it to the shoulder, and juggles for a fantastic catch.
Murray completes another one. This one to Brown. Marquise Brown, a.k.a. Hollywood, the leading receiver coming into the game today. This is a crazy grab.
Great effort by C.D. Lamb. He's got some unbelievable skills. One of the more talented wide receivers that's come through Norman in quite a while.
He had the game-winning touchdown reception last week in that tight win in overtime against Army. This offense should be very rested. They only got 18 snaps last week. A handoff to Trey Sermon, still on his feet. And all the way down to the 30-yard line, picks up 8.
It's one of the things about this Oklahoma football team. You think of Lincoln Riley, most people think air raid. It is a physical ground attack between the tackles, and Trey Sermon, a nice pickup on second down.
All day to throw for Murray down the middle. What a grab! Touchdown Sooners! Calcaterra going up.
Calcaterra has got great size. He's going to work a vertical right up the seam. And Kyler Murray waits for it. One-on-one coverage with the linebacker, Clay Johnston. Perfect pass. Nice job climbing the ladder, high-pointing that football for Grant Calcaterra's first touchdown of the season.
And Calcaterra a little shaken up after a tough landing after making that catch.
Beautiful pass by Kyler Murray.
You said it, his second one of the day for a touchdown. He has 13 on the season. And it's 14-0. Calcaterra and the Oklahoma offense tearing it up right now. Back after this.
To another level. Running. I won't ever settle. Running. I'ma go.
College football on ABC is presented by Walmart. Discover more ways to shop at Walmart today. And in part by Domino's and Coca-Cola. Hot Domino's pizza and ice cold Coca-Cola. Order this perfect combination for game day.
Sneak in a little cardio, okay? Because I like it. Come on, one more. Hits and hands. Love it. Oh, you still got a snap or two. Oh, Oh, you still got a snapper.
I like that. Huh? Yeah.
What's up, baby?
Would have made a hell of a fullback.
Tremendous facilities here at Oklahoma, making an athlete out of one of us. That would be Dusty. Vinny Wiley doing a great job working us out yesterday. Cassidy, I know you get your little swell on back in the studio once in a while too, right?
Not like you, Jonesy, not like you. Now for the All-State Mayhem moment, Tennessee, number 2, Georgia. Jake Fromm sacked here, fumbles, and then picked up by Isaac Nada, who runs it in for the 40-yard score. Not how they drew it up, but Georgia on the board nonetheless, 7-0. Back to you two.
Facilities here second to none, Dusty.
Beautiful $160 million renovation a couple of years ago. We appreciate Benny Wiley and his staff for showing us all their cool toys. And how about you, man? Stepping up your game a little bit. Showing a little bit of athleticism yesterday. I like it, Jonesy.
I couldn't let you leave me behind there in the dust like you were. Let's see what Brewer does on this drive. Out to the 20, complete, out of the backfield. That's Jalen Hurd, the converted tailback from the University of Tennessee. That's right, Tennessee. The last time he was on the field, he was a tailback, folks, a couple of years ago, one of the top rushers in the SEC. Had a couple of 1,000-yard seasons for the Volunteers.
It's a pretty incredible story. This was a physical power SEC running back who was weighing about 240 plus. He's gotten himself under 220, and to watch him on tape, the transition from running back to wide receiver, pretty incredible.
Brewer hands it off between the tackles this time. That's JaMycal Hasty. Pick up a 4 on the play for Hasty, one of the team's leading rushers coming into the ball game. But they've had 2 offensive holding penalties and a personal foul. And the fumble punt that set up the Oklahoma touchdown from the 9-yard line. An inauspicious beginning for Matt Rule, second-year head coach for Baylor. 3rd and 3. And that's going to be enough for the first down. JaMycal Hasty out of Longview, Texas.
Nice pickup by Hasty. Not a whole lot there. He just picked his way. He's a smaller guy, but he's compact, shifty, powerful. We've already seen him make his impact here today. He's been catching the ball out of the backfield very well for this Baylor football team this season.
Matt Rule telling us yesterday that he feels his program is light years ahead of where they were last year, not just in the win column, but in so many other more tangible, important ways as well. Brewer taking a shot up top, and incomplete at the 22-yard line, and a big hit. Denzel Mims was the intended receiver, and unlike last week when they faced nothing but triple option, a different test for that Oklahoma secondary this week.
And Denzel Mims had a huge day against Oklahoma last year in Waco. And it's good coverage on the outside. Parnell Motley working on a man-to-man, and over the top, you had the true freshman, Brendan Radley-Hiles, get that shot on Denzel Mims. He leads the field.
2nd down and 10. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Brewer looks the other way, complete to his tailback. Hasty made a nice move and ends up about a yard short of the first down. Picked up 8.
So tough to tackle. Shifty. Catches the ball well. I think him out of the backfield, we've already seen him now catch the ball twice. Matching him up on linebackers. Looks to be a game plan that Baylor has heading into this game.
Matt Rule says that his team has to learn how to complement each other. And they're starting to do that now. 3rd and short, and a first down sprint by JaMycal Hasty, brought down by Curtis Bolden. But Hasty picked up 4.
It's good blocking off the right side. This is the strength of this Baylor offensive line. Blake Blackmar, Patrick Lawrence getting good push, good movement, and opening up a nice hole for JaMycal Hasty.
This Oklahoma defense last week, Dusty, played 87 plays against Army. Going to be interesting to track them and see what their fitness level is going to be like today.
And they didn't, rotate a lot of guys. Most of those guys played the bulk of those reps.
Different tailback. This is John Lovett over midfield. Down to the 50, pickup of 3 and a flag down. Late flag on the play at the top of the field there.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 11, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic. First down. That's number 11's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul for the game.
Parnell Motley outside on Denzel Mims. Can't retaliate. You know, Denzel Mims just being very physical, blocking. His hands got a little bit up in the face, but the minute you take that punch, the minute you retaliate, it's going to draw the flag. He's got Parnell Motley a spot over on the side with his coaches.
Right in front of the official. John Lovett in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 35. Brewer went through his progression nicely and found his receiver. Marcus Jones, number 84, picks up 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. He's got a bunch of good receivers out there. Between him, Thornton, Platt, some tall, rangy receivers with some nice wheels too, Dustin.
They got speed, man. They got guys that can flat out run and really test you vertically down the field.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Brewer hands it off to Jalen Hurd, the wide receiver, formerly a tailback, back at tailback. So he hasn't given up the position.
Well,
right?
He hasn't forgotten how to run the football. They put short yardage. They put him on the field at the running back. Watch the patience and then the burst through the hole. Simple power O, the patience skip, and he's going to get up the field to pick up the first down. He's still got it back there in the backfield.
And they're going to try him again, Dusty. The toss into the boundary. Hurd lowers his hat and makes it down to the 20-yard line. Neville Gallimore with the tackle on the play. He's a little bit lighter than he was when he played tailback, but obviously still has the skills.
Said he's dropped about 20 pounds, and he wanted to move to receiver but for longevity, for playing football later in life. But he told Matt Rule, I'm willing to do anything it takes to help this football team win games.
11th play of the Baylor drive. Little blitz picked up on the play. Brewer wisely throws it out of bounds to live another day. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Good heat by Curtis Bolden. Back to Jalen Hurd. He had already visited Ohio State and Louisville, was driving on his way to California to work out, randomly called up Coach Rule and his staff and said, hey, I'd love to come and visit and take a look at campus. He visited for a couple of hours, went back to his hotel, thought about it, called up the coaching staff, said, I'm coming. It happened that quickly. And here he is in a Baylor uniform, back on the field after sitting last year out as per transfer rules. See what this flag is about.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 90, defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Neville Gallimore, the culprit.
Nose tackle.
Hey, you played the position. I'm not even going to ask you.
Listen, we live in a world where they're always going to protect the quarterbacks, right? I mean, we see that each and every week. I don't agree with the call.
You hit me harder yesterday in the workout.
I may smack you on the back right now and hit you harder than that was. But listen, they're going to continue to protect quarterbacks at this level and the next level. These rules aren't changing, and defensive linemen like myself don't like it, but it's a reality.
Brewer hands it off to Lovett. Lovett brought down by Trey Brown. Picked up about 3 on the play. 2nd down coming up for Baylor. This is the deepest penetration of the game for them.
A methodical drive here by the Baylor Bears, grinding on the Oklahoma defense. Hands on hips down there. It looks like they're a little bit winded. Baylor been an outstanding red zone team this season.
Tyquan Thornton split to the bottom of your screen.
False start.
And another flag
tight
on the field. It looks like they got Christoph Henley that time.
False start, number 87, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Boy, an abundance of penalties for Baylor here in the first quarter.
If you're going to go on the road and try to beat a team like Oklahoma, you can't have self-inflicted mistakes. We've seen a muff punt, several penalties so far in this game, and as you saw by Matt Rule, he's not happy.
Brewer to pass into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Mims. And they're back in it.
Big-time throw by Charlie Brewer as he puts it up where only Denzel Mims can go up and get it. And Trey Brown working on coverage on Mims, but a fantastic throw on the post. Denzel Mims goes up and grabs it for a big-time Baylor touchdown.
That was a rope by Charlie Brewer. His 7th touchdown pass of the season, the 18th of his career. And he missed the extra point. Connor Martin missed it. Brewer, Baker, Lake Travis, Austin, Texas. We'll tell you all about it on the other side. Stick around.
Dear Baker, if there's one thing you already know, one thing everybody already knows, you and I are not the same person.
Going to be an interesting bit of communication there between the two Heisman Trophy winners, Mayfield and Manziel. Part of NFL Sunday Countdown. Trey Brown on the return. There is a connection between Baker, Mayfield, and Brewer. Went to the same high school. Lake Travis, one of the popular programs in the state of Texas. Look at the numbers there. Last week, Baker Mayfield named officially now the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
And Charlie Brewer, what he said, he's known Baker Mayfield since he was in elementary school. Been looking up to him, following his lead.
Murray underneath, pass complete to Marquise Brown. There's a flag down in the play. Brown pushed out of bounds after picking up the first down. Will it stand, though? The flag back at the 16-yard line.
Holding, number 74, offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, still first down.
A lot of flags down in the field here today.
Just about to say the exact same thing. Heavily penalized first quarter here in Norman. Cody Ford with the holding call.
Each team with 4 infractions.
He's had Cody Ford. This offensive line has been very good so far this season, but I think he's been the best of the bunch so far. As good a finisher of blocks as you'll find in college football. He's got some nasty to him.
Kennedy Brooks in the backfield now. He catches the pass. Got a nice block and made it out to the 25-yard line. Well-executed play by the Oklahoma offense. A pickup of 12 on the play. Miles Tees with a nice block on the edge there, huh?
And his receiver is out there stock blocking, little swing screen. Kennedy Brooks, another one of those running backs, going to get an opportunity. Nice pickup in the open field.
There 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Handoff to Brooks. Dusty, tell me about this Oklahoma offensive line. Just how good is it in the big picture of college football?
One of the better offensive lines, in college football. You referenced Ben Powers isn't starting today, but Jonathan Alvarez is. Well, he started at guard and at center previously in his career, so the experience is really there. And Creed Humphrey, he's a redshirt freshman, so he doesn't have the experience, but an unbelievably talented big man in the middle of that offensive line. And Bill Bedenbaugh, the offensive line coach, really as good as you'll find in college football, what he's done with the big uglies up front.
3rd and 8, Murray with all kinds of time. And this is where he can do it himself. Flag down. Murray brought down at the 29-yard line. Hit hard on the sideline.
I think we're going to get another hold.
There's a flag back at the 19. Matt Rule was telling us.
Holding, number 71, offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
It's going to go against Bobby Evans. Not a lot of teams have put pressure on Kyler Murray this year.
Now that's what the Baylor staff was saying. No one's even sniffed this guy. No one's touched him. Bobby Evans working on the left side. Blitzing linebacker. It definitely a hole gets outside the framework. Good call by the official. Baylor's been taking the fight to him. If they can cut down on some of the penalties, it's helped Oklahoma. Showing some signs of good things here that series.
Seibert punting. Chris Platt back deep. There he is, number 14, who fumbled one earlier, which cost them a touchdown 2 plays later. He fields this one cleanly at the 20-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10. 51-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Matt Rule ruling the sidelines for the Bears. Back at Memorial Stadium, Norman, Oklahoma. Baylor with a football first down and 10 from its own 21-yard line. Down by 8 points. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Molly McCoy down on the sidelines. Here on the windswept plains of Oklahoma. Beautiful Saturday afternoon. This is going to be Jermichael Hasty. Hit immediately right near the line of scrimmage.
Kenneth Murray had a tackle or two a week ago with 28 against Army. Nice tackle there on first down. Oklahoma in a two shell look, 2 safeties up top, so they just have 5 in the box. Big question, can they stop the run with that few people in the box and allow more coverage on the back end to help out with some of these big receivers?
This is the end. First quarter. Time out on the field.
The Bears are still in it. Kyler Murray, not always there when you call, but always on time. Didn't start, but he sure looked like a starter. A couple of touchdown passes. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2018 F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Maggie Carlo, weekday mornings on KOCO 5 News.
Welcome back to college football on ABC, presented by Walmart. A couple of youngins throwing it around, part of the great atmosphere here at Memorial Stadium. Outside, Baylor with the football. Hoover surveying underneath at the 30. It's Hasty, made a nice move and move the chains again as we take a look at this week's rankings. Brought to you by Goodyear. Oklahoma coming in at number 6 this week.
LSU, I think the biggest surprise on that page for me before the year, I thought it would be a down year for LSU, and they've been fantastic so far. How about that 7-8 matchup tonight? Yeah. Notre Dame, Stanford, Ohio State, Penn State.
Brewer going up top. Got a man. Incomplete, intended for Denzel Mims. He was working against Motley, who had that penalty called against him in the first quarter.
His coverage down the field by Parnell Motley. You know, he can get hot and cold at times. When he's good, he's really good. And at times, he can be not so good. I think that making plays like that, good for his confidence, working on these wide receivers at Baylor throughout the course of the afternoon.
On second down, Brewer hands it off to Hasty. Hasty picked up a yard on the play. Ronnie Perkins in on another stop for that Oklahoma Sooner defense. Let's check in with Cassidy.
Thanks, Jonesy. DirecTV, more for your college football thing. Number 18, Texas, K-State. Deshaun Jameson on the punt return loses a whole lot of bodies and then turns on the Jets for the 90-yard score. The Longhorns have since tacked on another of 14, now 16-0 in the second. Jonesy, Dusty, back to you.
Hey, that OU-Texas Red River rivalry shaping up pretty good. Brewer here out of the shotgun. Sacked back to the 27 by Kenneth Murray. Murray was the first one there. That's his 3rd sack of the season. Same guy that had 28 tackles last week.
3rd and long. Mike Stoops dials up another pressure, brings Curtis Bolton off one side, Kenneth Murray up the middle. No one's open down the field. The pressure gets to Charlie Brewer. 2nd time today, Oklahoma on a 3rd and long situation, dialed up the pressure, and they get home to get the sack.
Drew Galitz punting. C.D. Lamb calls for the fair catch at the 34-yard line. 13:09 to go in the first half. A lot of history here at Oklahoma, a lineage of great coaches. And we've got some bobtails for you on the other side of this break. Stick around. You know, football is part religion here in Oklahoma, and that head coach office kind of looks a little bit like a chapel, almost a church. It's got an ethereal feel, a heavenly feel to it, and we're joined right now by the guy that put that wonderful office together.
Bob Stoops. I designed it and then spent about 2 weeks in it and handed it over to Lincoln Riley. So actually, Debbie Groves, person that designed my house, designed the office. She did an awesome job.
There you go, Coach. Thanks a lot for joining us. 1st and 10 for the Sooners here. Murray, little play fake, RPO, and completes the pass. What has life been like for you in the aftermath of coaching this great football program?
It's been incredibly different. It's better this year. It was awful last year. I'm not even going to make any bones about it. That doesn't mean it's wrong. I knew it would be. I anticipated that, but it's better. I'm getting more used to it.
From the 44, 2nd and 1. Boy, nice move by Sermon, but couldn't. Well, he fell forward for the first down.
Fantastic extra effort by Trey Sermon, just staying up, keeping his balance, and then lunging forward to get enough to move the chains.
Big, strong back. He's 225 pounds. Very powerful.
You know, Coach, we're up here in the booth, and it's interesting. Whenever I played for you, I was the one with the facial hair, and you were clean cut. Now I'm the one that's clean cut, and you got all the facial hair.
Well, you're not telling the whole story.
Murray under heat and sacked. For the first time today, rare pressure. Greg Roberts got in there to make the sack. Take one more look at this good heat by the Baylor Bears defense.
Greg Roberts, the defensive end, outstanding job coming off the edge. He's going to get home. Working on Meyer, the tight end, just shoves him into the quarterback, sheds the block. A nice sack by the senior.
Well, I was going to say not only facial hair, but tattoos and piercings as well.
That's correct. That's correct.
You were my wild child.
2nd and 20. High snap. Murray corrals it. And with that kind of speed, he's making lemonade. Stepped out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
An exceptional athlete. Speed.
Moving on the field, the runner stepped out of bounds.
Speed.
43.
Great arm strength. Very bright, smart guy. Fortunately, Lincoln allows me to sit in some of the quarterback meetings every week. And Kyler's an incredibly bright player as well.
What do you make about the fact that he's a two-sport guy and managing both the sports as a head coach?
I love it. I've always felt if a person has God-given talent to play 2 sports, allow him to. And just work, you have some boundaries that you set and make sure that he can keep up academically. That Kyler's managed it incredibly well.
First down and 10 after that sprint, picked up 22. They spotted at the 43-yard line. Nice fake, wide open, room service, touchdown Sooners. Lee Morris with his 2nd one of the afternoon.
What a great player Lee Morris has been for us. I think 90% of his catches are touchdowns.
Just got a scholarship after the season opener against Florida Atlantic. Oh, by the way, Kyler Murray's high school teammate. So that connection's been happening for a long time between those two.
At Allen, Texas. Yeah, right? Yeah, so that's awesome. Great for him. Great play action. The run sets that up. They've been stubborn against the run, but this is sometimes you have those great hard play actions and the guys get open like that.
A quick strike that time by the Sooners offensively. 43-yard pass and catch for the score. And we're going to ask Coach Stoops to stick around on the other side of this break. Baseball, football, doesn't matter, Dusty.
When you've got a physical running game, it opens up the play action and easy pitch and catch for another Sooner touchdown.
College football presented by Walmart on ABC is brought to you by Pacific Life. Experience the power of Pacific. And Burger King. Mix or match 2 of your favorites, including all new crispy chicken tenders for just $6.
You know, if you kiss someone in the Spoonholder Monument in the North Oval on campus, you're destined, they say, to get married. Part of the folklore here. It was a gift from the class of 1910. Coach, were you aware of this great tradition?
I've got to be totally honest. I had no idea about this. So that is totally new to me.
You might want to warn your players about the kissing in the Oval.
I didn't know about the Spoonholder either.
Although after 20 years, I just found out where the ticket office was yesterday. So I had no idea.
I called Coach the other day, and he didn't answer. He come right back. He said, "You're not going to believe this, but I'm wandering around. I can't find the ticket office."
Hey, your son Drake is on the sidelines as a member of this football team. What's it like having your son play for the Sooners here?
Very proud of him. I, of course, love my team, the Sooners, but also love my son being down there and played in the first couple of games some, and now there's some talk. I think he's going to be redshirted is what they sort of told him now. So anyway, I'm just proud of him, and it's fun to see one of your boys out there in a Sooner uniform.
Proud dad up here. Jalen McClendon in a quarterback now for Baylor. A different look for this defense for Oklahoma. McClendon slings it on his first snap and completes it out near the 35-yard line to Denzel Mims.
Outstanding job by Denzel Mims going up and getting it. Second time we've seen him high point the football. Great leaping ability. A very competitive contested catch.
Molly?
Matt Rule has to be happy about that after that last drive. He focused a lot on talking to his receivers, saying they're showing blitz all day. I need you guys to stay focused and settle down. And he told his guys none of them were in the right place. He wants them to keep their eyes on the right spots. And coaches talking to converted receiver Jalen Hurd about his route running quite a bit, guys.
Interesting. McClendon, 6'5", the transfer from North Carolina State, comes in with his team down 21-6. Hands it off to Lovett. Coach Stoops, I want to ask you, you mentioned your son Drake perhaps might redshirt. This rule we have now where it's 4 games and then the player has an option to transfer or actually redshirt the year. What are your thoughts on that? It's created an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, there's been some unintended consequences to it, and you know, the purpose of it was to be able to use your whole roster all the way to the end of the football year. And now we've got guys conserving, or now I'm going to, save my year. It's been different. Didn't anticipate that.
Be interesting to see what happens in the wake of it if they make any adjustments. Down the middle of the field and incomplete at the 28-yard line, intended for Mims again, broken up by Trey Brown. Yeah, we saw that rule, the transfer thing, come into play today when Lawrence from Clemson was injured and Bryant no longer part of the team.
No, I get it. It's there's the same thing with the great receiver McCleskey at Oklahoma State. Now not going to play the rest of the year. It's going to change the dynamics on a lot of football teams.
Last couple of third and long situations. Mike Stoops dials up pressure. Let's see if he does it again or he sits back in coverage.
McClendon with time fires a strike at midfield to Denzel Mims, and once again Brown there to make the stop. So a win for Mike Stoops' defense. They hold the game to just 7 yards. 4th down and 2 coming up, and the punt unit comes on. So a win for Mike Stoops. We got a Mike on the field, a Bob in the booth.
I got to say, this
another one in Kentucky too, right?
Oh, Mark's having
Speak to your brother today,
season.
Mark.
Absolutely proud of Mark. Kentucky Wildcats are doing great, ranked I think 17th in the country, 4-0, doing a great job.
Fair catch called at the 16-yard line. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us.
Great.
Get in a quick 9 holes after the game today?
Well, no, I got my 9 in early before the game. Thank you. Good to be with you guys.
Stoops all across the booths here in Norman. Back after this. Hey, this This season, Taco Bell is celebrating student sections and passionate fans like these by awarding the best student section of the year. The Oklahoma student section in the Sooner Schooner is already on the national watch list. Go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. You always got to know how to floss. Get your floss on, little man.
My kids can do it, but I can't. I'll admit it.
Murray hands it off to Kennedy Brooks. Now let's talk a little bit more about Kyler Murray. To totally document the story, folks, you're watching a football player quarterback who was selected 9th overall in the Major League Baseball draft. Subsequent to that, signed a $4.6 million contract. Guaranteed. And putting his body in peril's way here playing collegiate football.
I mean, there's so many different areas that it speaks to. The amazing athlete that he is, to have the ability to be that good of a baseball player and to play football at a level like he is right now for the Oklahoma Sooners. But
fires incomplete, a rare poor throw. His first incompletion today. Center fielder here at Oklahoma.
Power hitter. Had a fantastic year this past year. Oakland goes all the way up to number 9 and gets him. And here's the thing. He let everyone know, the Major League Baseball teams know, I'm playing football. So Oakland knew going in that this was the likely outcome if they drafted Kyler Murray. And the kid loves the game of football. He loves playing quarterback, one of the all-time great high school quarterbacks out of the state of Texas. And I just think it's such an interesting dynamic. A, with all that money sitting there, he's still out here playing college football, and B, that the Oakland A's are on board with it. Yeah. So it's really an interesting situation.
Completes this pass on the receiver screen out to the 32-yard line. Reception made by Tees.
Kyler Murray told me the most important lesson baseball taught him is patience, saying the mental aspect of that sport arguably more important than the physical aspects. You fail a lot in baseball. Hitting 300 means you're failing 70% of the time. Staying patient is key. He definitely did that today, sitting out for the first series.
And that'll teach you next play mentality. And the next pass was a dime drop down to the 29 to Hollywood Brown.
Just a fantastic throw by Kyler Murray. Play action pass. He's got Marquise Brown one-on-one. He throws the fade. Absolute dime.
40 yards on the completion. Hands it off this time to Trey Sermon, still on his feet. Boy, came out of the pack down to the 23-yard line. That was not an easy catch by Brown.
Concentration to get his foot in, but that ball was perfectly placed over his shoulder.
Brown at Chaminade High School in Hollywood, Florida. They just call him Hollywood here in Norman.
He's a burner.
I'm sure we'll see how fast he is at some point this afternoon, beyond what we did a moment ago. Quick jailbreak screen complete. There's the speed. Hollywood. Showtime.
Such an explosive playmaker when the football's in his hands. Little tunnel screen, the blocking setup. And Marquise Hollywood Brown had nothing but daylight out in front. We asked him yesterday, Hollywood, what do you run the 40 in? He said, well, you know, I haven't ever really been electronically timed since JUCO. He said he ran a 4.33. I said, can you give 4.2? Says he can.
Man, that was fast enough to lead the Baylor Bears in his wake in a big way. Oklahoma dominating 28-6. Right off of I-95 and Sheridan Street in South Florida. Hollywood coming at you. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Norman, Oklahoma. The Sooners in charge, 28-6. About 6.5 minutes to go here in the first half. An impressive showing so far by this Sooner offense. Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak, Molly McGrath down in the field. The 120th consecutive sellout for Oklahoma. And a fair catch called. It'll be first down and 10 Bears. One more look at the touchdown. What was the key here, Dustin?
Tunnel screen, the blocking outside. It's 84 Lee Morris and Cody Ford, the right tackle. They're going to get on second-level players. They're going to open up a path, but it's outstanding vision by Marquise Brown. He sees it. It opens up. And he's going to have vision to the middle of the field through the hole. And you see him put on the afterburners. You give him some open space with that speed. It's a dangerous situation for opposing defenses.
Baylor in a hole here. They used Jalen McClendon on the last series. Charlie Brewer back in the ball game for Baylor now. Little blitz off the corner. Brewer had it batted down at the line of scrimmage by that front. Bledsoe there to get a hand up. Folks, tonight out here on ABC, expect whiteout conditions for this one. Have a top 10 matchup. Big-time college football playoff implications on the line. Number 4, Ohio State. Number 9, Penn State at Beaver Stadium. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:30 Central on ABC, live on the ESPN app. So you can watch it anywhere. Brewer to pass. Blocked again at the line of scrimmage by Bledsoe. We got that Dikembe Mutombo not here, wagging that finger.
Not up in here. It's a good job by a defensive lineman, though. If you're not going to be able to get there, shut your rush down, get your hands up in the throwing lane, and knock the ball down. Back-to-back plays of Monty Bledsoe. He can't get there as a rusher, but he's got that long wingspan, the long arms. He gets them up, and Charlie Brewer's vision, 2 pass breakups on back-to-back plays. Another third and long situation. We're going to see pressure here from Mike Stoops.
His defense has responded in a big way here today. Brewer completes it out near the 40-yard line to Marcus Jones. And Jones is near the first down. Let's see if they give it to him. Looks like they're going to move the chains. And Brewer with a clutch conversion there on third down, a 13-yard gain, and Jones comes up limping.
Good. Nice throw by Charlie Brewer. Timing route on an out route. Ball is on time and on target. Ooh.
Well, one of the coaches there got rolled up on.
Jones. And he might have got banged up on the play. Big time third down pass by Charlie Brewer.
To the sideline. Caught right at midfield. Another catch, that time the freshman Thornton. An 11-yard pickup. What do you make of Brewer's performance so far?
I think he's done an okay job. He's been under a little bit of pressure on third down. Mike Stoops has heated him up, but I think he's been very accurate with the football. Done a nice job taking what the defense gives him. Back-to-back nice throws on the out routes as they're starting to pick on the cornerback, Parnell Motley, outside.
Brewer taking a shot up top, and he overshot his receiver, who was wide open. Chris Platt almost looked like he stopped running a little bit, too.
What happened there? Chris Platt is an absolute burner, one of the fastest guys on this Baylor roster. I don't know if he's hurt or what, but he was wide open down the middle of the field, and he just kind of quits on the route right there. Yeah, I mean, look at him. I mean, he's going down the field, and there's nothing but grass in front. And he just kind of gives up on the play. That's odd by the senior, who's really the leader of this offense.
Handoff to Hasty. And Hasty brought down at the 45-yard line by Kenneth Murray.
You know, Chris Platt tore his ACL 364 days ago against Oklahoma in Waco. And they felt that he had really finally gotten fully healthy. They wanted to continue to integrate him, get him more and more touches. Just missed on a golden opportunity with nothing but the end zone in front.
Breathing kind of heavy. Third and 5 underneath. Hasty going to be close, going to be about a yard short. Picked up 4. So 4th down. And what is Matt Rule going to do here?
Oh, it's go time. I mean, you're down 22 points, 4th and 1. I think this is a no-brainer. Matt Rule got to go for this one.
First time they've gone for it on 4th down this year.
Jalen Hurd back there. He's their short yardage back. Expect power O.
Got a whistle. They blow it dead. And Oklahoma is going to call a timeout.
Snap. Timeout. Oklahoma. First of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Mike Stoops didn't like something there, Dusty.
Not very happy. He gets emotional at times. He can't help himself.
He recruited you?
He did recruit me, yes.
And how was that home visit? Was he as hyper as he was there?
He was as passionate and animated sitting there at the house
right,
with my mom and dad as he was up there in the booth. He only knows one way, man.
Okay. Wow. So I'm guessing Mom, Sandra, Dad, and put some good food in him like
absolutely
last night. Like
man.
The chicken spaghetti last night is still right there.
The Dvorak's know how to eat. What can I say, man?
Hey, take us to the Aflac trivia question. You've been nailing these questions, man. You've been killing us. This week, what is the Oklahoma state motto? Aflac! We'll get to it after this play. 4th down.
Crowd, make a little bit of noise.
Jalen Hurd, the deep back, dotting the I. Hurd going to be close. It looks like he got just enough.
Leans forward for the yard. Going to move the chains.
Okay, so the Oklahoma state motto. Is it on the license plate? Is it written somewhere?
Can I say it in English?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's not actually English.
Okay, what is it?
Labor conquers all things. How about that? Is that right?
We're going to find out here in a second. I don't know if it counts if you get full points for saying it in English. If there's some fancy Latin or Spanish translation.
I'm not
you got to give me the authentic thing.
I'm not going to embarrass myself on national television.
You can't water it down for me. I'm your guest, man.
False start by the left tackle.
Under 4 minutes to go, and we have seen a lot of penalties here by both sides in the first half.
Timeout. Baylor. First of the half. 30 seconds in length.
A teaching moment for Matt Rule. So here's the answer.
Okay.
The state motto. The Aflac trivia question. What is the state motto of Oklahoma? Labor, Omni, Vincit. Labor conquers
See, I nailed
all
it.
things.
Right there. It's right there. Boom. Okay? Right?
I'll give that to you. I'll give it to you.
Labor, Omina, Vincit. Vincit?
Yeah. I took 7 years of French. That's Latin, so I'm not trying to talk that one.
Okay, yeah. Did you ever know actually what Oklahoma means in Choctaw?
Oklahoma, people, Homa, red.
Yeah.
I know there is the
state belonging to the red people.
A great Native American population here with wonderful historical roots. And
there's a sea of red out here at Memorial Stadium today.
Off the play fake, Brewer. Got himself an alley and a completion to Hasty. Made a nice spin move and made it all the way inside the 40-yard line with 3:44 to go here in the first half. Baylor trying to punch one into the end zone before the end. How big would a touchdown be here for the Bears going into the lock?
They need it. They need some confidence, a little bit of momentum. They're going to get the ball back to start the second half, cut this thing to a 2-score game. Big possession for the Baylor Bears as we get closer and closer to half.
Oh, that had pick 6 written all over it. Trey Brown had some free lunch. I mean, that was a buffet. He was ready to eat.
Yeah, ball took a while to get there. It's an excellent break on the football by Trey Brown. Through his hands as he was already striking up the band as he thought he was making it to the end zone. That's why he plays defense, by the way, Jones.
3rd and 10. Mike Stoops' defense has been impervious so far. Brewer incomplete at the 10-yard line, in and out of the hands of Mims. And 4th down coming up. Good pressure by Mark Jackson up front.
Excellent pressure up front. Mark Jackson gets a hit on Charlie Brewer. Denzel Mims goes up to get it. Kind of goes through his hands a little bit. Trey Brown, good job hand fighting to knock that ball loose. Looked like from our vantage point, a very catchable ball that Denzel Mims typically comes down with.
Been a tough game for Mims. Missed a game earlier this year. He's one of their threats offensively. C.D. Lamb back to get this punt. And Drew Galis. Galis puts the nose of the football down and shoots for the coffin corner. Great effort there by Baylor on special teams. And it's a touchback. Let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, Jonesy. Carmex Drive What's Possible update. Northwestern hosting number 14 Michigan. Clayton Thorson to J.J. Jefferson, who takes off 36 yards. He's brought down at the 1, though. Thorson would score on the very next play, and the Wildcats are up 7-0 early. Jonesy, Dusty, Molly, back to you.
All right, Cass, 3:11 to go here. Last week, 40 plays, already 25 for the Sooner offense. Kind of helps when you're not facing that triple option.
45 minutes time possession for Army, just crazy.
Murray hands it off to Sermon. And we talked about Murray and his baseball skills. His father, Kevin Murray, was Southwest Conference Offensive Player of the Year back in 1985. A great strong-arm quarterback, stood 6'2" for Texas A&M back in the day. Now a private quarterback skills coach in the Texas area. In Dallas, actually. Murray sacked back at the 16. Good heat that time by Baylor. Collapsing the pocket, Roberts with the sack. Well, tomorrow on an NFL Sunday Countdown. 10 a.m. Eastern time on ESPN. Don't want to miss hearing what former Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel has to say to Baker Mayfield, who makes his first career start on Sunday. Plus, Randy Moss tells us who got mossed. Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
You see Patty Mahomes so far this year, Kansas City?
Very good.
Man.
Very good.
Guys, lighting it up in the National Football League. Interested to see Baker Mayfield, his first start with Cleveland. He was lights out Thursday night over a week ago.
3rd and 15. And Oklahoma going to call a
before the delay.
Timeout.
Timeout. Oklahoma.
Part of that NFL Sunday Countdown is going to feature a letter from Johnny Manziel to Baker Mayfield. With the advantage of history, going through what Johnny football has gone through, winning the Heisman and a very unceremonious fall career-wise, playing in the Canadian Football League now. What do you imagine that he might say to Baker Mayfield?
I really don't know, and I really don't know if Baker Mayfield needs to really listen to it.
Okay.
I mean, fair. Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel are completely different people. They're different football players, they're different personalities, and I feel like a lot of people try to put Baker Mayfield in that Johnny Manziel box. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see, I guess, what he has to say. I don't know if it's something that, you know, Baker's going to look at and needs it or uses it. I mean, Baker, I think, does a good job of taking care of his business, and but obviously Johnny feels like there's something he can add and something he can help out Baker. But I don't know. For me, I just don't know what Johnny Manziel is going to give advice to Baker Mayfield about. Maybe it should be the other way around.
Yeah, could be. Sometimes even a cautionary tale can help a little bit. 3rd and 15 for the Sooners. Murray can burn you with his feet, but not that time. Brought down at the 23-yard line. He didn't slide, Dusty. And he's a very prolific and accomplished slider, right?
What did the defensive coordinator of Baylor tell us yesterday? The best slide in all of football?
Yeah.
It's like he's going to second base all the time when he's out there.
Not spikes up that time.
Pops right up onto his feet.
You're not trying to break up a double play. Dusty, you had a chance to speak with him earlier in the week. Let's look at it here.
I'm not the biggest guy. I think, taking care of my body is vital for me, to stay healthy during this long season. Don't want to take too many hits. Obviously, no quarterback does. But, yeah, I try to use it as much as possible. I know it frustrates the defenders, though.
He said that with a smile, too.
Well, yeah, it frustrates the defenders, man. You work so hard to get to that cat. You finally get close, and whoop, he slides, and he's back on his feet before you can even blink. It's pretty incredible. And how about the day today? He doesn't start, right? He gets into trouble. And we shouldn't excuse, being late for practice. He's got to clean that up. He should be the leader of this football team, and leadership. Leaders are there on time. But Lincoln Riley did the right thing. He set him down, and boys, he responded with his play on the field today. He's been, close to absolutely perfect on the afternoon.
Dusty, nothing says I'm sorry, Coach, like 10 of 11 passing with 4 touchdowns, right?
That'll get you back in the good graces of your head coach, right?
4th down, Seibert with the punt. Platt watches it bounce out of bounds harmlessly at the 42-yard line in that area. Well, at the end of the quarter, we'll get you to the studio for the State Farm halftime report. A first half that has been all crimson and cream so far. That is the prevalent color here. A sea of Oklahoma fans. Really a great last few days here in Norman, Oklahoma. Had a chance to tour the facilities yesterday. You saw the video, get a workout in. Coach Benny, the strength and conditioning performance coach. Did I impress you?
You impressed me, man. You got some skills, Jonesy.
Brewer runs out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. When you talk about facilities, it's part of keeping up in the arms race. And recruits come through here and they see the great facilities and they get impressed. There's actually a group of recruits on the sidelines right now for the Oklahoma Sooners. Jordan Battle amongst them, the number 3 safety in the country out of South Florida. Nice pass over the middle by Ebner. And when you take the recruits from the facilities into Coach Riley's office, that's the look they get.
That's the closer, man. I mean, you ever seen an office like that?
Oh, you put them on that leather couch and it's done. 1:15 to go. Brewer drops one in there softly to Mims, who makes the catch. A couple yards shy of that first down, but closer to field goal range on that 11-yard gain. 1:10 to go.
Charlie Brewer throws a good football, and he's not afraid to stand in there. Good pressure off the edge by Mark Jackson. Charlie Brewer standing in there, finding his target, moving the chains once again.
Trips right formation. And Oklahoma going to burn a timeout here.
Timeout. Oklahoma. Last of the half. Full timeout.
They have used their full complement with 54 seconds to go. Well, you look at some of the quarterbacks, the top quarterbacks in the country. One of them right here, the other one in Tuscaloosa. And their quarterback ratings, respectively, through the roof, as impressive as it gets. Kyler Murray, 10 of 11 passing today, and Tua, of course, with Alabama, has put that 2-quarterback story to rest right now.
He has taken that Alabama offense to a level we haven't seen under Nick Saban, as if they needed something else. Now they have one of the most premier quarterbacks in all of college football to go along with that defense and that running attack. And how about Kyler Murray this year? He's just been incredible. You know, that was a big question mark. Baker Mayfield leaves. He's here for 3 years. What happens next? What happens with Kyler Murray? What's the transition going to be like? It's been seamless, to say the least.
Look at the impressive numbers. Highest quarterback ratings, first 4 games of a season going back 15 years. Those two amongst them. Brewer, backside pressure, stays miraculously on his feet. Boy, a Houdini job by Brewer, and Ebner stopped up a little bit short of the first down. Good pressure by Mark Jackson, but he couldn't make the tackle.
Mark Jackson, outstanding job off the edge with the rush. He just didn't finish at the quarterback. And how about Charlie Brewer making something out of nothing? He was dead in the water. He eludes the rush, finds an outlet. It's a nice pickup.
8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Ebner again inside the 20. They have one timeout remaining. Talked about a moment ago, Dusty, a touchdown for Matt Rule's team right now would be huge. Getting the back in it. They threatened late in this game against Oklahoma last year.
Remember, they're a second-half team, too. As Matt Rule told us, they get stronger as the game progresses.
Brewer fires behind his intended receiver, Jalen Hurd, who has been conspicuous by his relative silence today in terms of receiving. 24 seconds to go.
He's been their go-to target, you know, so far this season, heading into today, and he's gotten more action in the backfield than he has catching footballs.
This time Hurd lining up as the inside receiver to the top of your screen. Play clock under 10. There's Hurd. Gets off the line, but Brewer comes the other way, complete to Jones. And Jones tackled immediately. That was going to be important for Oklahoma today, getting guys on the ground, right?
Absolutely. And Trey Brown, he's playing some off coverage. It's a good plant and drive, and he comes up and he makes the tackle. Had some real issues with these quarterbacks tackling receivers out in open space. They put up to the task today, wide open up the seam. Charlie Brewer never looked his way. Charlie Brewer took the snap. He was going to Jones pretty much the whole way, only surveying that side of the field. Charlie Brewer, he starts right here, and then he's going to quickly go over here. Gives it no time checking out Jalen Hurd. Never even goes back to that side.
Wow.
He wanted to go to the right from the moment go. Had he held with it to the left just a touch longer, could have been an easy walk-in touchdown for Jalen Hurd.
Yeah, he turned him loose. See if they can maybe come back to Hurd here with 18 seconds to go. 3rd down and 5. Neither team with a timeout remaining after this. Baylor trying to get back into it.
They could finish this drive off. It's going to go a long way into the locker room. Really give Matt Rule something to motivate these guys heading to the second half.
We've seen some of his fire on the sidelines. Tangible emotion.
Very likable
Positive,
guy
too.
And a very passionate football mind.
He gave one of his players a headbutt, and his player was the only one with a helmet on today. 3rd and 5. Boy, coming out of a timeout, you never want to see that happen.
False start. Number 57, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's against Valentine. They've come a long way on that offensive line when they only had 3 scholarship players amongst those offensive linemen when Matt Rule first took over.
Xavier Newman's out today. Giancarlo Valentine gets the start. Actually, a former Oklahoma commit, went to the JUCO and wound up here at Baylor.
Brewer completed the 15-yard line to Ebner, one of his favorite targets. No timeouts. They're going to have to run the field goal unit on real fast here. Get it set and snap it. Martin, 1 second to go. And he knocked it through on the fire drill. Wow.
That is an outstanding job of running guys off the field. I thought Charlie Brewer made a huge mistake throwing that pass where he did with the clock running and no timeouts. You got to give the special teams unit a lot of credit for being ready for that situation, getting out there, getting the snap off, and making the field goal.
And now they're discussing something on the field. I mean, you talk about a fire drill. And Connor Martin knocks it through. They're going to review it, though. I'm not sure what exactly is under review at this point. They're going to see as how it played out via the clock, I guess.
That's a drill you work on in practice all the time. In a 2-minute situation, run your guys off, run them back on.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Field goal is good. Ball was snapped with 2 seconds left.
Yeah, he got that snap off. Fantastic job by Baylor.
Well, Matt Rule's dad and mom here in attendance. Football a family affair for the Baylor Bears. Son and pops both loving the result of this one. Well, the National Weather Center, Museum and Science Center, all located on campus here at OU. Welcome back, everyone, to College Football on ABC, presented by Walmart. Touchdowns in the forecast for the Sooners as they lead it 28-9 at halftime. It has been a first half characterized by explosive Oklahoma plays.
That was one of my keys for Baylor going into this game. And Phil Snow told us yesterday, we've got to quit giving up explosive. 5 of them in the first half for 20-plus yards, and 3 of those, Jonesy, going for touchdowns. If Baylor's going to get back in this game in the second half, they've got to limit the explosive plays from the Oklahoma offense.
Well, Baylor's going to get an opportunity here to start the third quarter with the football. The Sooners kicking off, and there's a Baylor team coming off a win last week against Kansas. They come in 3-1. They're going to snap a 3-game losing streak against Oklahoma. It'll be first and 10 on the 25-yard line for Baylor. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak chopping it up. Molly McGrath down in the field. It was a game where Kyler Murray didn't start, but that's like such a distant memory right now, isn't it?
He was incredible in that first half. I mean, the placement with the football, you know, everyone knows about his ability to run with it, but he's a dynamic thrower, a pinpoint accuracy, ball spins out of his hand, and he's got that quick release, and he's really doing a nice job of picking apart this Baylor secondary in the first half.
Let's see what quarterback Charlie Brewer can do here in the second half. Coming out of the shotgun, he played all but one series in the first half. Jalen McClendon, the transfer from North Carolina State, got in for one series. Brewer comes out slinging, incomplete, intended for Hurd. Molly?
Baylor head coach Matt.
Oh, looks like we got a little action, Molly, on the sidelines.
It looks like it. All right, guys. Well, I talked to Matt Rule about how to get his offense going. He's really happy with his quarterback, Charlie Brewer, but he says they're not protecting him well. We're 2 drop balls away from actually being in this thing. He told his receivers they need to stay calm. He probably doesn't like that little outburst that they saw right there, but he also talked about the importance of getting Jalen Hurd involved in the second half.
Yeah, I would think, Molly, that Hurd, their leading receiver coming into the game with 22 catches, is going to be more of a focal point for an incensed Rule on the sidelines here in the third quarter. Over the middle, complete to Mims. And Mims picks up the first down as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Some of the pertinent numbers to date. Oklahoma averaging 10.4 yards on first down. That pretty much dictates a lot of their success, doesn't it?
It does. And I thought, you know, Molly brought up a great point. They've not protected Charlie Brewer. What Matt Rule said, they got to protect better. The left side of that offensive line has been getting beat up by the Oklahoma pass rush so far today.
This is Hasty into the boundary, run out of bounds, picked up about 3 on the play. What does it say about this Oklahoma defense that everybody talks about the offense and sexy, got a Heisman Trophy guy back there in Kyler Murray, but the focus of this season really is going to hinge on the success of this defense, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, look at last year and this year again. They've got a championship, national championship quality offense. The question revolves around the defense.
So far, acquitting themselves well. That's the tight end, Henley. Christoph Henley ran through a would-be tackler. The native of Innsbruck, Austria, picks up 9 and gets the first down.
Missed tackle there by Kenneth Murray. Not under control. Got to make that play in the open field.
Hasty Brought down at the 43. Back to Henley, the tight end. I'm guessing he was first team all Austria when it comes to
he's a big
football.
dude now.
They had to translate a lot of the instructions and play calls things for him.
Already 6'6", 251. He's going to continue to add weight, but Matt Rule very high on his true freshman starting for him already at tight end.
Coaches can work with a guy 6'6", 250, right?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. A little fullback for him right now.
Lead blocker on this play. A nice gain by Lovett to pick up the first down. And once again, Christoph Henley leading the way on a little ISO, little lead play almost.
That's him in the back here. He's going to finish this block, open up a nice hole for his running back, John Levitt. Gets on that linebacker, finishes the block, and gets Kenneth Murray to the ground.
Picked up 6. Brewer complete to Hurd. That's the guy that they want to get the ball to in the second half. This is a team that has had a lot of success in the second half as opposed to the first. We got a Sooner shaken up there down in the field. Tau.
And that Rule told us, you know, they're a slow starting team, and as the game progresses, they get stronger, stronger, and stronger. And as this game's played out, they were much better in the second quarter than the first, and a nice opening drive to start this second half for Baylor.
Famatau taking the knee, being intended to by the athletic trainers. Time out in the field. When we come back, we'll talk about the golden rule and the guy on the sidelines for Baylor. Folks, this season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Baylor with the football at the 31 of the Sooners. Matt Rule in his second year on the sidelines, looking for a signature performance here. A handoff to John Lovett. Picks up about 3 yards. Matt Rule is a former coach at Penn State. Took over the program at Temple. And an interesting dynamic where his mother and father moved to both locales with him, moved to Penn State and also moved to Philadelphia. And subsequent to taking the job at Baylor, they moved down to Waco, Texas with him as well. Brewer hands it off again to Lovett. And Lovett makes it down to the 21-yard line. It's a family that sticks together and believes firmly in service. Dad has done missions to Rwanda and other places around the globe. And his son, Matt, has taken on the philosophy that he needs to go where the action is. Sometimes it's the place where he's needed as opposed to where his heart desires. Brewer over the middle, complete. Hurd inside the 10, down to the 6. First and goal, Baylor.
They said that he's here to do something special, that this is bigger than football. And his father told him something that sticks with him. Never be comfortable in life. He said life is not about being comfortable, and he truly feels that he is exactly where he's supposed to be in Waco.
They're going pretty fast right now. An impressive drive here to open the third quarter from the 2. And that was Lovett, stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Third and goal coming up for Baylor. I believe this is 4-down territory, right?
Pads were popping down there by the goal line. Ooh. Ball's coming out. Big hit.
Jalen Hurd lining up in the backfield. 13th play of the drive coming up.
Like the power here.
Yes.
The toss to Hurd. Touchdown, Baylor. It's called muscle memory. Jalen Hurd still remembers how to be a tailback. His first rushing touchdown of the season and the 21st of his career. And that's how you start the second half, partner.
Statement drive for Baylor coming out of half. They close the half with getting 3 points on the board, and they come right out, and they put it right down Oklahoma's throat. 13 plays, 75 yards. Big-time way to start the second half for the Baylor Bears.
The extra point is good.
There's Matt Rule, head coach of the Baylor Bears, his dad, Denny, and his son, Brian, watching on the sidelines. He said, you never want to live a comfortable life. Go where the action is. We just saw some action there from the Bears.
College football presented by Walmart on ABC is brought to you by Chevy. Chevy has earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Folks, the official state meal of Oklahoma includes the following: chicken fried steak, fried okra, squash, cornbread, black-eyed peas, corn, barbecue pork, sausage, gravy, biscuits, grits, strawberries, and pecan pie if you got any room left. But you know what? That has nothing on Sandra and Lacey Dvorak's meal last night.
I appreciate that.
They put a meal down for us last night.
You got me hungry, Jonesy.
These teams ready to eat. This is Trey Brown on the return. And stopped up at the 12-yard line. First down and 10 from there. Hey, man. It just doesn't stop here in Oklahoma.
Everybody working up an appetite today here in the stadium.
I'd have to increase my dosage of Crestor. Go up to 10 grams. That apple's a little healthier than the other stuff we were just talking about.
Definitely that list we had up. Definitely healthier than that. Big drive for the Oklahoma offense. Baylor got a lot of momentum going right now. Get the touchdown, go down, get a big stop on the kick.
On the handoff. This is Pledger. Let's go back to the studio.
Tex Jonesy got a bit of an upset brewing in Evanston. Northwestern already up 10-0 on Michigan, and John Moten puts the Cats up 17-0, but Michigan just responded with a Karan Higdon TD 10-point game there. Coming up next, 7:30 Eastern on ABC, Dwayne Haskins and Ohio State visiting Happy Valley. Again on ABC. Back to you.
Haskins has been impressive throwing the ball. Calcaterra dropped that pass as Kyler Murray thread the needle that time into a tight window, Dusty.
Yeah, Greg Calcaterra, typically a sure-handed receiver. His second drop of the day already. He's going to work right up the seam. He fires a strike. Perfect pass in between the two defenders, and he just...
like a hit in the face in the helmet.
Never saw it.
Third and 6. Underneath, wide open, and plenty of room for CeeDee Lamb. Down the sideline. Lamb. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Outstanding protection. Baylor comes with the blitz, so it's man-to-man coverage. Kyler Murray gets the time he needs, and it's CeeDee Lamb on a shallow crosser, and he hits the sidelines, and it's heels to the field as he takes it 86 yards to the house.
Seventh play of 20 yards or more for this dynamic, imperious, explosive Oklahoma offense. So they answer Baylor's score with a quick one of their own. A career-long catch for Lamb. They got a good block downfield from Brown. Lamb with the score. And Murray with a little assist. Welcome back, everyone, as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. A beautiful day here on campus at Oklahoma University, 35-16. The pathways and hallways once strolled by Dusty Dvorak, my partner here. Going to class, right? Go to football meetings?
A lot of class, man. Business. I'm a business grad, my friend. Business college.
Take a look at the Pacific Life game summary, recently updated to reflect the big plays by the Sooners. 35-16, averaging still around 10 yards on first down. That's going to make things work out for you. Murray with a career-high 5 touchdowns today. And the beat goes on. He only had 2 incompletions.
I think Kyler's impressed even you a little bit today. He could spin that thing.
Didn't know he threw it this well. To see it in person, you get a different kind of perspective. Let's see how Brewer answers. He completes it over the middle. Nice catch and run by Ebner. One more look. What was the key on this touchdown, Dusty?
Protection. There's going to be a blitz here from Baylor. Going to bring the linebacker. And it's Trey Sermon who picks up the blitzing linebacker and allows Kyler Murray the time to get the football to CeeDee Lamb. Without that block, Kyler Murray's likely sacked, and that play never happens.
Brewer not sacked, gets away from heat that time, and Chris Platt making the catch near the first down marker. Comes up about a yard shy. Broyles making the stop on the play. Brewer has hit 11 of his last 13 passes. And tell me about that defense back on the field after just 3 plays by their offense.
Hey, and remember, 87 plays against Army a week ago. We're already up to almost 60 for the Oklahoma defense today. That was a 13-play drive out of half. Only 3 plays on the bench. You got to think this defense getting tired.
Second down and 1. Hurd on the edge. Got that 4.4 speed down to the 31-yard line and picks up another Baylor first down.
Jalen Hurd working out of the slot, completely uncovered. No one accounted for him. They just lift up. They're just going to throw it to him out there wide open and let him get what he can get. And a credit to Baylor. Already the 3rd reception of the second half for Jalen Hurd. Won the entire first half.
Came out of the game. Looked like he asked to come out. Might have been shaken up. Brewer wisely throws it out of bounds. Just to go back to that Oklahoma defense. They only got a 3-play breather. But it's not like you got to apologize to them for scoring, right?
No,
tell me about the whole mentality there. Like, what's to do then? What do you do?
Well, I mean, I think you understand, playing with this Oklahoma offense, how explosive they are. You got to be ready to get back on the field at a moment's notice. But that doesn't change the fact that you're still tired as a defensive guy. Okay. You're not going to be mad at your offense, but at the same time, you're always thinking, man, if they could put together a 10, 12-play drive, life would be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I know they're doing all that great cardio over in the athletic center. 2nd and 10. Brewer complete underneath to Ebner. And Ebner tackled by a group, a convoy at the 27. 5-yard gain on the play with 3rd down coming up. Baylor has looked impressive offensively here in the second half.
Charlie Brewer's been outstanding. Picking apart this Oklahoma secondary, taking what the defense gives him. Big 3rd down here for the Bears.
Four receivers caught. 1st and goal. Loose. Denzel Mims lost the handle on it, but he was out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 3-yard line. He was working again against Motley. Picked up 22 on the play.
It's a great placement with the football from Brewer. Back shoulder throw to Mims on the sidelines. Throws him open as Mims just stops on a dime. Pretty good coverage initially by Parnell Motley, but a better throw and catch.
Previous plays under further review.
So I was wondering, did he get out of bounds before that ball came loose? Parnell Motley started ripping away at it.
Take one more look and see exactly what they'll be seeing. Oh, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, right foot's out before that ball comes loose. Job adjusting to the football by Denzel Mims. He's out before that ball comes out for sure.
What do you make of the way that the Oklahoma corners have acquitted themselves this week? Because they came under a lot of scrutiny during that Iowa State game, right?
I think Trey Brown's played pretty well today. He's been able to break on the football relatively well. Parnell Motley's getting picked on a little bit. They seem to have gone to his side several times. It's a talented Baylor wide receiver corps. Got to give those guys credit.
Right. They got some big talented receivers.
Charlie Brewer's starting to put together a heck of an afternoon. 25 of 35 for almost 250 yards.
A score here for the Bears keeps them right in the thick of it with 7:40 to go in the third quarter. Of course, Oklahoma next week with that big Red River rivalry game against Texas. And I know you guys will be talking about it on the Monsters of the Midday Show, 98.1 FM, the sports animal. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, you've been a guest before. We actually talked about an OU Texas game you did back in 1996.
Some great moments in that series.
No doubt.
Great moments, some great scores.
Shaping up for this year's OU Texas game to be one of the biggest ones that rivalry's had in several years.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner did step out of bounds before he fumbled the football. First down, Baylor.
So first and goal for the Bears here. Offensive coordinator Jeff Nixon.
Enjoyed sitting down meeting with him yesterday. You know, a guy who spent 10 years in the National Football League from 2007 to 16 and came with his former college roommate, Matt Rule, here to Baylor last season.
Spent time together at Penn State. Jalen Hurd back in the backfield. Kobe Bullard, the fullback, leading the way. Down to the 1-yard line. Hurd, boy, he still has that strength to move the pile, doesn't he?
What I like is the patience, and you see the jump cut. And whenever he sees it, he explodes through the hole. I'd be shocked if we don't see a very similar play here on second down.
Brewer looked like he keeps it, but no surge on that offensive line. He comes up a few inches short of the goal line. Third and goal coming up. Clock running with 7 minutes to go. And now they give him a touchdown. They're going to give it to him as they unpiled and unpacked the bodies. They ruled that he got in.
Initially, it didn't look like he crossed the plane.
Wow.
He must have kept just fighting, driving. Great shot down the line here. A fantastic camera crew.
Boy, bodies just everywhere. I'm not sure how you can tell. It is an inexact science.
Jalen Hurd going to help him out. Going to grab him and push him forward. That ball is over the line, Heads up play by Mr. doing everything today, Jalen Hurd. Catching it, running it, pushing his quarterback into the end zone.
By any means necessary, Baylor back in this. Last year's game against Oklahoma, albeit a loss for the Bears. Late in the game, they got to within 3. Remember, they missed an extra point earlier in this game. Right now, it's 35-23. Brewer with his third rushing touchdown this season. Matt Rule kind of felt a higher calling took him to Waco, Texas. Scout team guys, very unheralded, but they serve a great purpose in more ways than one.
Integral part of college football teams all throughout the country. We appreciate their service.
See how Oklahoma responds here. Sermon brought down at the 25-yard line. Dusty, Sermon, Sutton, Kennedy, Pledger, we've seen at tailback today. All those pieces added up together still really don't replace Anderson, do they?
Rodney Anderson, a special player, one of the premier running backs in college football. They lost him week 2, and they're trying to do it running back by committee, but there's still a void there in the running back room.
Guy that was going to be a first-round pick by all accounts. That's Murray on the run. You know, last week we showed you the ROTC guys on the scout team, and Army last week left the locker room here at Oklahoma as clean as it was when they first got here. I mean, that's real respect, Dusty.
And that's fantastic. First of all, Army came in and played a heck of a football game, and how classy is that to completely clean up the mess that they left. Utmost respect for that Army football team. Jeff Monken doing a fantastic job And we very much appreciate their service as well.
Makes you feel great about the people serving our country, protecting our interests abroad. Murray. Tell you what, he's fun to watch. Out to the 37-yard line. Got a nice block from Trey Sermon, but Kyler Murray moves the chains on a 13-yard gain.
Well, this is what you hate as a defensive coordinator. It's pretty good initial pass rush up the field. But now Kyler Murray is going to get a chance to see it. He sees the hole. He takes off running. And there's nothing that the defense can do to stop it. That's a 3rd and long situation where you play great defense, but the quarterback, too tough to stop.
He pulls it out on the RPO. Down the sidelines. It's caught but out of bounds, intended for Miller. Talked about Murray. His dad, Kevin, played at Texas A&M, which is where Murray actually began his career. We didn't mention the fact earlier that he transferred after his freshman season there. His uncle Calvin played 5 years in the major leagues as well. So Major League Baseball, no stranger to the Murray family. Oakland A's love his speed and power. But so do the Sooners. It's not news. Complete out to the 46 to Marquise Brown. And folks, tonight right here on ABC, expect whiteout conditions in the top 10. 2 teams battle it out. Number 4 Ohio State, number 9 Penn State at Beaver Stadium, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, 6:30 local. And Murray hands it off to Sermon. So you're going to go with Ohio State?
Yes.
In Happy Valley.
On the road.
Wow.
Haskins playing so good this year at the quarterback spot.
He's as good at that position as I've seen this year as
16 touchdowns, 1 pick. Taking care of the football. He's got 2 games of 5+ touchdowns. A lot of offense in that game tonight.
Pretty polished as a passer.
Much like this young man. Kyler Murray throwing the football at a very high level here this afternoon.
2nd and 7. Under 4.5 minutes to go. One-on-one on the edge. And they got a miss from Brown. Hollywood up to no good. Touchdown Sooners.
I'm buying the 4-2. I'll buy it.
Yeah. Low 4-2s.
The slight hesitation he made gave him the open space, and man, you give that guy open space, forget about it. It's over. Marquise Brown, you know, he's become such a precise route runner too. Really picked up his game. Just that slight hesitation makes the defender miss, and forget about it. A mini high step there before the end zone too.
I'm not mad at him. 2nd touchdown today, Dusty. 5 catches for 132 yards. The Sooners love this one. That's a celebration that would make Barry Switzer proud. Former coach here at Oklahoma. Yeah. Hey, any head coach that allows his quarterback to wear a fur coat on the sidelines like Switzer did with Jamel Holloway is down with me.
Wow, explosive plays, the story of the day for the Oklahoma Sooners. That's exactly what defensive coordinator Phil Snow of Baylor said they could not allow to happen. And it's been happening in droves here this afternoon.
You know, Marquise Brown had a chance to work out with Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers, both of them South Florida residents. Antonio Brown from Liberty City in Miami. And the two of them got up often in the morning and ran the beaches, doing a lot of agility and speed drills. And that work is really paying off here for Marquise Brown. Let's go down to Molly.
Well, Mark, Oklahoma defensive lineman Dylan Famatau, excuse me, that's a difficult one. He pulled his entire D-line together, screaming at them to man up. It starts with us. They have to run through us first, telling them they can't lose their fight even if they're tired. And I haven't seen a player get in guys' faces and scream like this. It's something that would make Dusty Dvorak pretty proud.
Sometimes it's needed.
Were you a get in the face guy and scream guy once in a while?
I was a get in the face and scream guy. Probably a little bit too much, yeah. Sometimes, man, players got to hold other players accountable.
Coach Stoops called you a problem child a little bit ago. Underneath incomplete, but that was just with reference to the tattoos and earrings,
It was
right?
a wild child.
It was a wild child. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. I misquoted him.
Mike Stoops up in the booth, I can promise you. Not very happy with what he's seen here to start this second half. 2 possessions for Baylor, 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
4:05 to go. Brewer put the pump fake on the defense. And he runs for the first down. What do you think Coach Stoops' reaction was?
Ball snapped. And it's just ingrained in him, man. He can't help it. That's just the way he's wired. Caleb Kelly had a free shot on the quarterback. He leaves his feet. A nice job by Charlie Brewer.
Brewer completes this one to the near side of the field. That's Denzel Mims. You said it was the intensity of Coach Stoops that caught your eye during the home visit, right?
Passion, intensity, love of football. Wired very similar to me, Jonesy.
Sounds like a good fit. Was a good fit. You got to bring some heat when you play for that guy. 3:20 to go in the third. Baylor trying to answer here with a score. And a yawning hole up the middle, but there's a flag down, and maybe that's why. Hasty brought down around the 47-yard line. Let's see if that one comes back. A 12-yard gain, but will it stand?
Holding, number 52, offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
That's going to go against Sam Tecklenburg.
Matt Rule was raving about Sam Tecklenburg to us yesterday. You know, whenever he got here, he was a tight end, much smaller. And Matt Rule said he went to him and said, a tight end, you only touch the ball a few times a game. If you move to center, you can touch it every snap of the game. And he's been really impressed with his approach and his pro-like mentality, turned into a heck of a center for this offense.
And he snaps it to Brewer. Incomplete at the 45-yard line, intended for Ebner. So 3rd and long coming up for Baylor. Yeah, when Rule sold Tecklenburg on touching the ball every game, it's not like he was going to touch it as a running back or tight end or receiver. That's a little different at the center spot.
No, every snap at the center, man. Hey, man, get ready. Big 3rd down here for this Baylor offense. They're going to have to keep scoring points to keep pace with this Oklahoma offense.
5 of 11 on 3rd downs today. Brewer sacked at the 25. They got to him. Ronnie Perkins got there first.
Well, they dial up pressure again. They got home twice in the first half, 3rd and long situations. And Mike Stoops, he's going to bring a couple of linebackers. And Ronnie Perkins, the one that's able to finish the job. Caleb Kelly, Mark Jackson back there before Ronnie Perkins able to get Charlie Brewer on the ground.
C.D. Lamb back for this punt. Drew Kalitz takes an Oklahoma bounce and then comes back in favor of Baylor and is down to the 35-yard line. 40 yards and nothing on the return with 1:59 to go. And a radiant sky spattering down on a benevolent field here in Norman. Kansas City against the Broncos. Monday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes high-fiving Chiefs in action, taking on Von Miller and the Broncos, 8:15 Eastern time. What do you make of this matchup, partner?
Man, Von Miller better get there and get there quickly, because you give Patrick Mahomes more than 2 seconds, forget about it. He's got weapons outside. He will shred you.
That's going to be a great matchup. Von Miller, one of the great pass rushers in the NFL. Kyler Murray. Little option look to Brooks. And Brooks out over the 45 to the 46. But Kedrick Vaughn's making the tackle on the play for Baylor.
Nice read by Kyler Murray. James Lynch, he waits the last second when James Lynch is coming off the edge, and a perfect flip outside to Brooks in the open field. You know, Brooks had a great spring for Oklahoma, hit on a bunch of long runs. Good to see him getting some productive yardage. Pick up the first down.
Oklahoma Sooners with 42 on the board already here. Murray on the edge. And he shuffles out of bounds at the 42.
Split zone action with the zone read keep from the quarterback. Another excellent read by Kyler Murray. Just taking what the defense gives him. That backside player wants to close and try to tackle the running back. Kyler Murray's going to keep it himself, and easy yardage for a first down. His acceleration, pretty ridiculous. Yeah. He gets to top speed like that.
He hands it off this time. Nowhere to go at the 43-yard line for Trey Sermon, who set a career high of 148 yards rushing against Baylor in this game last year. Clock running with 32 seconds to go.
Nice play inside by Ira Lewis, number 9, the senior. Had an outstanding year last year as a junior. Really one of the vocal leaders of this Baylor Bear defense. Strong, penetrates inside. Nice play. First down.
Murray surveying. Hands it off. And a nice edge there by Sermon. Got to it. But there's a flag down back at the 43.
I think they're going to get Cody Ford on a hold out there on the edge.
Holding, number 74, offense, 10-yard penalty. Will extend the quarter for one on time down.
All right, there you go. They're going to run one more.
Third quarter of play with the score Oklahoma 42, Baylor 23.
A little confusion. Baylor wasn't quite sure that.
Yeah, they were heading to the sidelines.
They were heading to the sidelines.
Ball at the 48.
One on time down.
Sermon in the backfield. Sermon on the catch. Running to daylight. Sermon. What a move. Still on his feet, lunging, and short all the way down to the 1. And there's a flag on the far side of the field.
The third quarter.
So there was an untimed down to play to end the last quarter. The last play, anyway, an untimed down. Let's see if I have to do it again here on this flag. A spirited run, though, by Trey Sermon.
Excellent job making a couple of guys miss, reversing field.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. That penalty will be forced half the distance to the goal. And again, we will extend the period for one untimed down.
Vicious stiff arm there from Trey Sermon. I believe it was B.J. Thompson, the recipient of that. Outstanding run after the catch by Trey Sermon.
And right now they're inches away from the goal line as a result. Oklahoma calls a timeout. They're going to talk it over. The official calls them back out. They stole a little time on the sidelines. One more look at this play. And
a swing route. Make a couple guys miss. Watch him just reverse field. Go completely the other side. Ooh, making guys miss.
Goal to go. Touchdown Sooners. Murray keeps it himself.
More explosive plays. Really a detriment to this Baylor Bear defense today.
And the band is playing again. Boomer Sooner.
Murray getting a little escort in from a defensive tackle in the backfield. Representing the 94.
He's wearing it well.
Never put me in the backfield.
And now we have the end of the third quarter. Intensity on the field and intensity in the booth. Defensive coordinator Stoops got that fire. That's what Dusty loves. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Cox has all my entertainment in one place. Using the Contour voice remote with direct access to Netflix, I can easily navigate my kingdom. Just say, The Crown.
Take the Cox Challenge. Get a better bundle with Contour TV, voice remote, and up to 100 megs internet. Just $89.99 a month. Now with easy access to Netflix without switching remotes.
I think it's clear who holds the crown for entertainment. Go online and take the Cox Challenge today.
Maggie Carlo, weekday mornings on KOCO 5 News.
Welcome back to college football on ABC, presented by Walmart. And dad and son, perhaps, counting the number of points, each one translated into a high five.
Is that 49?
We did it in fast time.
Oh, okay. I was going to say they're not cheating us.
We clipped the end of it. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Baylor as we start the fourth quarter.
Well, Mark, Baylor's Denzel Mims was just screaming at his teammates, questioning their pride, and Charlie Brewer had to settle him down. Mims was saying, we're made for this. And you remember Matt Rule told us they're more of a fourth quarter team. They don't usually get their momentum until later in games. So that's something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, they got to be careful with the clock here, though, Molly. 15 minutes to go, and a pretty imposing deficit to overcome right now. 26 points. There's a look at the emotional Mims. Backside pressure, and Brewer going to be sacked by Mark Jackson.
This has been a problem all day for Baylor. The left side of the offensive line, it's Jake Morgan. He's just going to get beat. We've seen this quite a bit today. Mark Jackson even working through the chip from the running back, getting Charlie Brewer to the ground.
That's the 4th sack of the day for the Sooners defense. And off is to Hasty. And what a hit. Man, he brought that smoke on that one. Khalil Houghton. Let's listen to this one.
Pads popping. A little bit of football going on down there. Wow, Khalil Houghton brought a little bit more to the table. See Mike Stoops bring a lot of pressure in these situations today. 3 sacks on 3rd and long.
Here it comes again. Brewer stays alive and finds his receiver at the 38-yard line for 1st down. And a late flag. Looks like we have a roughing the passer penalty going to go against Kenneth Murray. So they'll tack some yards onto that completion by Brewer.
Defense, high hit to the quarterback. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Charlie Brewer is a tough kid. Pressure comes inside. He rolls to his right, which he likes to do. Very comfortable out there. Ooh, big hit. Throws a strike outside to Jalen Hurd, picking up the first down. Tack 15 more on. And that's a play Kenneth Murray's kind of got to lay back. He's got to lay off of him or he's got to go lower.
Murray, one of the better stories for this Oklahoma team last year after the loss to Georgia in the Rose Bowl game. Went back and watched every play from that game and fixed his mistakes. Started to watch tape of some of the top linebackers in the NFL, including Luke Kuechly from the Panthers. They found a little seam in the defense. Murray in on that tackle on Jalen Hurd. Picked up 14.
Charlie Brewer, again, standing in the pocket. Gets hit again by Ronnie Perkins. Fires a strike for another first down.
Brewer throws it out of bounds. Closest receiver was Chris Platt. Brewer putting up some pretty good numbers today, but the big difference is the number of touchdowns. And that really counts.
Yes, it does.
I'm sorry, that counts.
It's the explosive plays, man.
14 of 17.
Baylor has not had very many explosive plays. Didn't have any in the first half. Had a couple in the third quarter, but that's really been the story of this game.
And off into the boundary. That's going to be Josh Fleets. Or 21. They line him up as a receiver most of the time.
It's big for Caleb Kelly. This is a guy who came in a 5-star recruit. A lot of expectations. He's supposed to win the starting job this year at the will linebacker position. Curtis Bolton outplayed him, won that job. And here in the second half, he's gotten a lot of run. He's been all over the field making a nice play there at the line of scrimmage.
Little positional switch for him, right? Moving into the middle?
Yeah, you know, last year he played more outside. He was more of an outside backer. Now they wanted him to be more of that will linebacker, and it just never really materialized. And give Curtis Bolton a lot of credit. He won that job.
3rd and 10, Brewer complete. And they move the chains. Denzel Mims, the guy that was getting into his teammates' grill a moment ago on the sidelines, picks up 13 on the catch.
Yeah, they bring pressure once again. It's man-to-man coverage outside, and a nice throw on the slant to Denzel Mims, beating Trey Brown at one-on-one coverage.
Whistle, they're going to blow this dead, and Oklahoma going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Oklahoma, first of the half. Timeout on the field.
Got 2 remaining. Sooners trying to stay perfect on the season at 5-0 perhaps when we return. Tonight right here on ABC, a top 10 battle, big time matchup. Number 4 Ohio State, number 9 Penn State at Beaver Stadium, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 Central on ABC and live on the ESPN app, so you can watch the game anywhere. Baylor with the ball from the 22. 1st and 10 for Brewer. On the slant, dropped by Denzel Mims, who has been a leader by example in a good way for most of this second half. Should have caught this one, though.
Well, that's the one thing. If you're going to go over the sidelines and you're going to yell and scream at your teammates, you best catch those passes.
Yeah, Mulder McGrath reporting a little bit earlier. He was in his teammates' faces, imploring them, saying, we are made for this. 12 minutes to go. Brewer. And throws it out of bounds. He was out of the pocket, and the ball went beyond the line of scrimmage, so no grounding. Ronnie Perkins in hot pursuit.
Ronnie Perkins is putting himself together one heck of a football game. The true freshman defensive lineman. He's been all over the field today as a great pass rusher. I mean, no one blocks him. I mean, Giancarlo Valentine, he steps to the right, and he just gets a scot-free release. And Ronnie Perkins A nice quarterback pressure once again, but he's been very active. And, man, can he get up the field for a defensive lineman?
3rd and 10. Brewer incomplete behind his receiver, Hasty. And 4th down coming up for Baylor. Within field goal range here for Connor Martin. Martin is 7 of 9 on the season. And Matt Rule, teaching moment for the head coach of the Bears.
Connor Martin in field goal formation for Baylor. It will be a 39-yard attempt.
Martin 8 of 10 on the season. Made one earlier today from 32 yards.
Big mistake by the Oklahoma defense. Too many men on the field. This will drive a coach crazy.
Before the illegal substitution of 12 on defense, Oklahoma called a timeout.
Oh, so they got it first.
They ID'd it before they threw the flag.
That's their 2nd of the half.
Have to understand when they call for field goal block, who's on the field, who's not on the field. It's a miscommunication. I can promise you Lincoln Riley not very happy about that.
Yeah, the Oklahoma Sooners, the number 6 ranked team in the country, coming into the game here, and Rule was a little upset about this last sequence as well.
He's not buying the timeout.
No.
I'm impressed with Matt Rule, though, I'll tell you that. Having a chance to sit with him a couple times over these last few years. Actually had a chance to sit with him and his wife, Julie, back in May. Had lunch with them. Just a fantastic person. Preaches toughness. I think that he's going to have Baylor on the right track for the foreseeable future.
From 39 yards out. And he knocked it through. Connor Martin. Timeout on the field. And when we come back, Dusty going to chop it up with Kyler on how he takes care of his big fellas up front. Back.
College football on ABC is presented by Walmart. Discover more ways to shop at Walmart today. And in part by Pacific Life. Experience the power of Pacific.
There's a library on campus started with 53 books provided by the school's first president, but now houses over 6 million volumes, Dusty.
What's the over-under on how many of those I read?
Double digits?
You might want to take the under.
Take the under. A little bit earlier, Dusty had a chance to talk to quarterback Kyler Murray about how to take care of his big guys up front.
We go out every Wednesday. I take them out to eat every Wednesday.
Smart man.
Yeah. No, you got to take care of the big guys, and it's been working so far. I think I've gotten sacked maybe twice this season. So we're trying to keep that tradition going.
Quarterback's a smart man when he's taking care of the big fellas up front. Those guys do a fantastic job protecting him. So he's got a little change in his pocket. He's going to take care of them.
Hey, man, when you signed that $4.6 million deal with the A's, feel more than your leg when you reach in your pocket. CeeDee Lamb with a reception out to the 31-yard line. And he's sacked only twice today, 6 on the season. And speaking of taking care of your big guys, taking care of your partner like you're supposed to, your wife Lacey told me she's going to send a doggy bag of those ginger goodies for
Pumpkin
dessert.
spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice. It's fall time, man.
Yeah, and
I forgot.
I'm still waiting, bro.
I know.
Big disappointment on that one. I'm not going to lie to you. Incomplete on that pass.
I'm no Kyler Murray, man. What you want? I'm sorry.
You don't deliver like
I hooked you up for dinner last night. You can't expect it every day. Jeez, Jonesy.
I was expecting the next day follow-through. 3rd down and 4 coming up.
They'll be in the mail.
Thanks. I'll be looking. It's been otherwise a pretty perfect day for Murray in that offense. 49 points. Murray back to sling it again. Had it knocked loose. Scoops it up. Man, what a magical play. Kyler Murray has it. Presence of mind, staying in the moment, remaining poised. He's a monument to it all.
Wow. Pressure gets inside, gets the ball out. Roberts gets the ball out. No panic. Complete calm. Scoops it. Finds Brooks in the open field. And you want to talk about making something out of nothing. He turned a disaster into a first down. Kind of day it's been for Kyler Murray here in Norman.
He scooped that up like a center fielder should, too. Inside handoff this time to Brooks. And Brooks is stopped up at the 38-yard line. Dusty, I don't think you can overstate how tough it can be replacing a guy like Baker Mayfield. The presence that Mayfield had on the field with his teammates. And speaking of baseball, that's Kyler Murray. Nice looking glove.
Nice little scoop. Whoop. Just the poise. Not worried, calm.
The A's need to hope that he's wrapped in bubble wrap right now, so he doesn't
Kyler's
break.
Crew there.
We'll be back after this.
You a style guy, or
I take pride in the fashion world. I can do skinny jeans. We can do suits. I don't get to wear suits a lot, but I feel I take pride in being versatile as far as
What about me? How's my dress game?
I think I could pull it off, but I don't see myself wearing it.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
I think you got some cred from him out there. I really do.
He's killing me, man.
I do. No, I think you got some cred. Another reception on the seam right. Still on his feet. Deep into Baylor territory. Brandon Willis with the catch. That was an impressive catch. Hey, Kyler Murray would love the jacket that you're sporting today.
Well, I would hope so. But yeah, he was killing my dress game the other day, man. He wasn't having it.
I think I saw him wearing some Versace in some of his sound bites that I was looking at earlier this week.
Got a fat wallet. He can wear whatever he wants, man.
4.6 mil. You know, he's not dressing like everybody else, wearing, you know, American Eagle skinny jeans like everybody else.
You don't even know what American Eagle is.
Big hole up the middle. Brooks dressed for success. The Sooners score another one. A 34-yard scamper by Kennedy Brooks.
Another explosive play for this Oklahoma offense. This one on the ground. Big hole opened up, pulled both backside guard and tackle. Big hole opens up. Kennedy Brooks going to follow Bobby Evans. Hits it downhill as he strolls into the end zone.
As they continue to pile up the points. Up 30 with 9:08 to go. Tell you what, Kyler Murray's going to be taking out his offensive line, and offensive line might want to bring a few friends too after this game.
Wide receivers, they say, hey man, what about us?
Well, last week against Army, they ran just 40 plays. Today, 49.
I mean, yards per play, just off the charts today for the Oklahoma Sooners. I mean, the amount of explosive plays this offense has generated through the roof. 11.3 yards per play for this Oklahoma offense today.
It's funny because Kyler Murray was saying of last week on the sidelines, it was one of the most helpless things that he ever felt in a football game, because here's their defense on the field for some 80-odd plays, and they didn't run many at all. And you know, this week in practice, as a result, they had a little extra juice on that side of the ball. And looks like it's really manifested itself on the field in this performance this afternoon. Very convincing for the number 6 ranked Oklahoma Sooners.
That was one area that I was just going to mention. If there's one area you want to nitpick on this offense, they haven't run the football with the running backs very effectively. Then they hit a big chunk run, the massive gaping hole that Kennedy Brooks took advantage of.
Through the back of the end zone, out to the 25-yard line, first down and 10 for Baylor. Well, Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt tonight. After Ole Miss LSU on ESPN, you'll have reactions to Ohio State, Penn State. That game on ABC. Plus, his first look at the top 4 in the rankings for the SEC. Only get one team in. And a live report from Paris before the final day of the Ryder Cup as Europe has pulled ahead 10-6. Going into the final day, Sports Center with SVP at midnight Eastern on ESPN, as well as the ESPN app. Brewer got rid of it just in time. Hurd up the sidelines, made a nice move and into Oklahoma territory at the 48-yard line. Jalen Hurd, their leading receiver, coming into the game tonight. Picked up 26.
Brendan Radley-Hiles goes by Buki, the true freshman. Gambled on that play, tried to undercut the route. Gets there a step late, and Jalen Hurd, a nice run after the catch.
His mom calls him Buki. I call him Buki, too. 8:43 to go.
Left tackle looked like he got a head start.
Snap infraction, number 52. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Converted tight end, Sam Tecklenburg. Baylor down by 30. Brewer complete to Denzel Mims. They've got some good weapons on this offense. In fact, no shortage of speed either. 6 players on this Baylor squad run for the Baylor track program, which is perennially one of the top teams in the nation. Brewer. And pushed out of bounds about 3 yards shy of the first down by Kenneth Murray. Oklahoma with a 27.8% chance to make the college football playoff. The Virginia Mountaineers next at 1.6.
West Virginia, they've looked really good to start the season so far. I mean, Will Greer has been lighting it up. They went to Lubbock today and performed extremely well. And remember, Oklahoma has to go to Morgantown, the final game of the season, on a short week on a Friday. There's a lot of season left to play out, man. I mean, there's a big one in Dallas next week between OU and Texas. So
3rd and 2. Hasty got the first down and then some. Down to the 30-yard line. What do you remember most about your Oklahoma-Texas games, those rivalry games?
Oh, man. Pulling into the stadium. You know, there at the State Fair, you pull into the sea of humanity, and the OU fans are cheering for you, and the Texas fans are giving you the old number 1. But then, man, coming down that ramp, and when you walk out on that field, the burnt orange, the crimson, it's a thing of beauty.
Pass incomplete by Brewer, intended to Jermichael Hasty. Hey, I want to thank you for taking us behind all of the red velvet ropes here at Oklahoma University, being able to get some great insights, what it's like coming out of that tunnel. The way you described that at the top of the show today, feeling the reverberations of enthusiasm from your teammates, and hearing Kyler Murray describe it in much the same tones, touching that sign, play like a champion today. Boy, you can only imagine the excitement that you feel as a player there. That pass complete once again to Mims.
a special place. I mean, there's a reason there's been 120 straight sellouts. You know, since when Bob Stoops took the job, been a sellout every game since. And, you know, this state supports this program. You know, the fan base is as quality as you're going to find. I mean, every aspect you need to be a perennial powerhouse program, they've got it right here at the University of Oklahoma.
3rd and 5. Brewer completes it to Hasty. Couple of nice moves, gets him inside the 20. And he's going to come back a little bit short when he got spun around. His progress is going to put him about 2 feet short of that first down marker.
He's shifty.
Like him.
Man. A couple guys miss. Almost getting the first down. Nice day today, especially catching the football in the backfield.
4th down and 1. They're going to go for it. Jalen Hurd lines up in the backfield behind the fullback, Colby Bullard. Hurd got the first down. Ball came loose, but he was ruled down first. He's talking about some of the speed, the 6 track guys on that Baylor roster. Baylor has a great reputation for speed when you talk about their track and field program. Presently one of the fastest men on the planet, Trayvon Bromell, a sprinter at Baylor. Think about their history of 400-meter runners. Michael Johnson, Jeremy Warner, Will London. The list goes on and on. And into the end zone for the Bears. That's going to be pass interference as Trey Norwood dragged down Tyquan Thornton.
That's some of that speed you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Tyquan Thornton was getting past Trey Norwood, and Trey Norwood just had to grab on.
Yeah, Thornton came to Baylor because he'd always been a Bears fan because of the history of great receivers that they've had of late. Out of Booker T. Washington High School, Miami, Florida, down in my neck of the woods.
Pass interference, number 13. Defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
Yeah, he was holding.
Yeah. Ball was in the air, and Trey Norwood realized he was getting run past, and he had to.
That rule signing 37 players from the state of Texas. Taking care of the schools in his backyard and getting as many of the good ones as he can. I have a feeling McLean Stadium's going to be rocking again soon. 1st and goal. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Jalen Hurd with his 3rd touchdown catch of the year.
The transition he's made from running back to wide receiver, as I said earlier, it's really impressive. And we've seen him today still getting it done as a running back, but a nice route, and he goes up and he high points the football. He's going to play receiver at the next level, Jonesy.
4.4 speed. And he seems to have, over the last year and a bit, sitting out last year as a transfer, mastered some of the nuances of the position now, right? Because that's not an easy transition, is it?
No, he's become a much better route runner, understanding of coverage. He's got the speed. He's got the size. He's still growing as a pass catcher. It's really a great story. He's been a key part of this Baylor Bear football team.
The college football playoff lives on ESPN.
There's a look at Tennessee transfer Jalen Hurd, who scored the touchdown a moment ago. And now Baylor lining up for the onside kick. Got a good bounce, but fielded cleanly by the Sooners at midfield. Take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Boy, the numbers continue to pile up for Murray. 7 touchdowns, 6 passing, 1 running. Okay, now, the numbers are gaudy today, like they have been. Where does he fit in the whole Heisman thing at this point? I know it's still early, Is he number 1? Is he number 2? Is he number 3?
I mean, if you're asking me, somewhere in this order, no particular, there's still so much football left, but he's got to be in the conversation with Tua Tagovailoa, and I'd say Will Grier for me. I mean, if I was Haskins at Ohio State's got to be another name you throw in that consideration, but as far as quarterbacks go in the Heisman race, I think those guys are at the top of the list.
New quarterback here, Austin Kendall. And Brooks breaking off another one. Proper. Touchdown, Sooners. Well, the defense got to get back on the field again, Dusty.
Yes, they do. I would tell you what, this is a good sign for Oklahoma. They've been looking for a running back to step up and be that complimentary back for Trey Sermon. It sure feels like Kennedy Brooks may just be that guy.
A great burst by Brooks.
This is what he was doing in the springtime. He had, like, I think it was 8 60-plus yard runs in the spring that they had kept track of, and we've seen him here today with now his second touchdown run of over 35 yards.
5'11" redshirt freshman from Mansfield, Texas. The second 60-point game of the season for the Sooners as we go back to the studio. What's up?
Thanks, Josie. Florida State down 24-21 to Louisville with 1:25 left. And DeAndre Francois hits Naquan Murray, who brushes the defender off his shoulder and then takes off 58 yards. And that is how this one would end. The Noles win 28-24. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern right here on ABC. Miles Sanders and number 9 Penn State hosting number 4 Ohio State. The top 2 scoring offenses in the country under the lights next on ABC. Back to you.
Miles Sanders wearing one of those medium shirts. Looking all swole. Under 5 minutes to go. One more look at the touchdown. Brooks.
Put a move on that safety. He's coasting into the end zone. Everybody in the stands like it. The kids like it. I'm sure Lincoln Riley likes to see this kind of output from his offense, and we haven't done much talking about him today, but the job he's done in his second season, taking over this program, really one of the great offensive minds in all of college football.
That was their 11th chunk play of the day, 20 yards or more. 7 of them for touchdowns. 2 60-point games this year. I mean, this is an offense that is as prolific as any in the country. But before the season is said and done, it's going to be about how well their defense does.
I think that's still the question that's out there. Is that, you know, if this team could be college football playoff and national champion caliber, it feels like they have that offense, and with Kyler Murray running the show. But defensively, I think there's still question marks that need to be answered.
Brewer completes it to Hurd. Stops the clock with 4:50 to go. Now running.
Been impressed with Charlie Brewer today. His toughness, his accuracy with the football, being able to make plays off schedule. Very calm, relaxed kid when we sat with him yesterday afternoon.
Sets his feet. Fires incomplete. That was dropped by Josh Fleets. Dusty, what do you make of the fact that we saw Jalen McClendon today for just one series? I almost thought that we were finished with the rotating quarterbacks, because Coach Rule's offensive coordinating staff, Jeff Nixon, they only played McClendon at the end of the game last year.
Correct. Well, they said he got off to such a hot start against Kansas. They didn't want to pull him out. They want to roll with the hot hand. But I guess he didn't do enough here today.
Interesting. Caught by Hasty. And Hasty out of bounds at the 35.
Prior to Jalen McClendon coming in, Brewer hadn't done much, but McClendon came in for the one series, and then it was back to Brewer. And I mean, I thought he's been, you know, very good since he's come back after McClendon made a brief stint.
Brewer trying to get his team to pick it up here. Brewer taking a shot on the post. Incomplete. intended for Chris Platt, but Trey Brown there to break it up. And there's an area of growth right there for that Sooner secondary, winning that battle.
Impressive coverage by Trey Brown down the field. Watch the ball skills going up, batting the ball away out of the hands of Chris Platt. Outstanding individual effort there by Trey Brown, and he's made several plays on the day, so you're right. You're looking for a bright spot, this Oklahoma secondary. Trey Brown's been that this afternoon.
Blitz coming on Brewer. Missed tackle. And Brewer downfield, incomplete. Out of bounds. Thornton couldn't keep his feet in bounds on the errant throw. Justin Broyles, though, had a clean shot at Brewer right here, Dusty.
Yeah, they're going to bring Justin Broyles off the edge. No one touches him, and he just whiffs him. That's a play that I can assure you, when they watch that in the meeting room, the defensive staff not going to be happy. You only get so many opportunities as a defensive player to get a hit on a quarterback like that, and when you get them, you got to take advantage.
They're going to blow this one dead, and Baylor going to call the timeout with 3:40 to go.
Timeout. Baylor, first of the half, 30 seconds in length. Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 41 seconds.
You know, we were talking earlier about the 37 players from the state of Texas since Matt Rule's been there that they've been able to bring in. That was one of the, selling points about that job, is that the proximity they're in, the type of players. And I thought one of the key things Matt Rule did when he got the job, he called Chad Morris, who was at SMU at the time. And, he talked to him about a guy who's not from the state of Texas. What should I do? How do I get in? Because Texas high school football coaches, you kind of got to be in that network, right? So, to a degree, Matt Rule was an outsider. So what Matt Rule did, he went and he hired two prominent Texas high school football coaches. He hired David Wetzel, who was the president of the Texas High School Football Coaches Association, who's now on his staff. He hired Joe McGuire, three-time state champion coach from Cedar Hill. And he also went and got Sean Bell, another prominent coach from the state of Texas. And not that that guarantees you players, but now all of a sudden you've got guys that can go out there and vouch for you and get you in the door with some of those Texas high school football coaches. It was a brilliant move, and clearly through his first 2 years, it's paying huge dividends.
Yeah. Let's look at Sean Bell. Yeah, you got to have access. Yep. Somebody to open the door. And it is a rich pipeline of players coming out of the state of Texas. Mike Stoops up top from his perch. Watching his defense. It's doing a nice job today. Like plays like that. Broken up by Trey Norwood. Working against Josh Fleeks. Fourth down coming up.
Trey Norwood with a nice pass breakup. So when we used to be in practice, or he kind of gyrates, Coach Mike, when the ball is snapped, because it's like he's almost playing.
Right.
And it's funny because we used to watch practice tape. You could see Coach Mike off to the side, and as the play's going on, he's popping, he's bouncing. We had a little fun with him back in the day.
Oh, a sack on Brewer. Wow. He got hit. And Mike Stoops loved it. Big hit by Caleb Kelly, who we were talking about a little bit earlier today.
Caleb Kelly will be right here. They're going to bring him on a pressure. The loop outside, splits the tackle, works off the chipper, and man,
that looked like
punishing
whiplash.
shot on Charlie Brewer. Talked about his toughness. Man, vicious hit.
And we have an unsportsmanlike conduct
It's unsportsmanlike conduct foul for the game.
Hate to see Charlie Brewer's neck snap back like that.
Yeah.
This is big for Caleb Kelly, though. He's got an opportunity today. He's made the most of it. He's got a little bit of confidence going.
Look at his head snap back.
Hope that he's okay. Wow. So Oklahoma defense today, it's given up some plays down the field, but third down, that was a fourth down. They've dialed up blitzes and 5 sacks on the day. They've gotten home quite a bit.
Hand off to Brooks. This Oklahoma offense piling up big-time numbers today offensively. Brooks has done a nice job here in the fourth quarter. Second down and 8 coming up. 604 total yards for the Sooners. Austin Kendall in at quarterback still, in relief of Kyler Murray. Little victory formation here. And Stoops, he's into what's happening on the field. Left his man hanging, though, Dusty.
Ruff McNeil was trying to dap him up. He's too dialed in, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't feeling that. He's too locked in on the field.
Hit him up in the postgame. So Oklahoma can improve to 5-0 and 2-0 overall. 2-0 in conference play. And a spirited run by Brooks down to the 8-yard line. With under 2 minutes to go now.
Good physical run by Kennedy Brooks. Put together a nice fourth quarter here. Definitely opened some eyeballs and put out his resume as to why he deserves more carries moving forward in Big 12 play.
26-yard field goal attempt here on 4th and 3. Seibert, who missed one late in regulation last week that would have won it for the Sooners in regulation, knocks that one through. It was interesting that Seibert took to social media to apologize for that missed field goal, even though his head coach Lincoln Riley didn't feel that he had to do something like that. But they had let his team down a little bit, even though they came back to win it.
Biggest thing is the confidence with a kicker, right? You don't want that broken or fractured, because there's going to come a point in the time of the season where they're going to need him once again for a timely kick, and he wants to have that positive confidence in his head, knowing he can make the kick.
Get it! Let's go!
Most of the sellout crowd has left Memorial Stadium. Gotten to the important stuff, the post game tailgate. Come out once again to the 25-yard line. Been a great few days here in Norman, Oklahoma. Dusty getting access to the building and seeing the facilities, getting a workout in, no charge. Having a great meal at the Dvorak residence, and spending some time with your wonderful family.
It's been cool, man.
Yeah.
You know, definitely a blessing to get a chance to call a game on a field that I once played. And, you know, kind of nice not to have to get on an airplane. Get to hang out with my family a little bit more this week, and it was really special for me to have my team, you know, my crew and all of us get to have a productive meeting last night and break some bread and have a good time.
Brewer found a man at the 40. Platt all the way down to the 15.
Baylor's not going to stop until the clock says 0. Good on them as Chris Platt breaks free across the field and hits the sideline for a big gain.
Runner stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line, first down.
This Oklahoma defense on the field for a lot of plays going back to the last couple of games.
And I think that, where you really have to kind of wonder, what effect does this have on next week? 87 plays a week ago, over 90 plays here today. That accumulation of plays, man, that really starts to take its toll.
Pass complete underneath. 1 minute to go.
Deshaun White, true freshman linebacker, very instinctive. Nice open field tackle.
Smith with the catch. Abraham Smith. Brewer. Sideline incomplete. The only thing that could make this weekend more complete for me would be to I had a chance to hang with you. Coach Stoops came up in the booth. Met so many great people. I need to see Barry Switzer.
The king.
That's amongst the annals of great college football coaches.
Well, I can tell you he lives just right down the street. So on your way out, if you want me to give you his address, I'll tell him you're coming by.
He is the king.
Coach Switzer's awesome, man. He's a legend.
Brewer. Tell you what, to see Brewer still in the ball game after taking that vicious whiplash-like hit on the last series really is a testament to his toughness. 23 seconds to go.
Even that play right there, good pressure. You can just make something out of nothing. And that's what he's done to this point, this Baylor Bear football team.
.23 seconds to go. Brewer wrestled to the ground at the 30 by Caleb Kelly again, finishing strong here in the second half. Of course, next week for the Sooners, we mentioned it, the big one, the rivalry game against Texas. Conversely, it'll be Kansas State on the menu for the Baylor Bears.
Important game for Baylor next week. Kansas State's down right now. Been struggling a little bit this season. It'll be a game that they want, and a great opportunity for Matt Rhule to get his 4th win. Let's not forget, this was a 1-11 team last year, and they've already, tripled their win total last year. Be 3-2 after this loss, but I still think the needle's heading in the right direction for Matt Rhule and his program.
Victory formation for the Sooners. Kendall takes a knee. He started the game and then handed it off to QB number 1, Kyler Murray, who got the job done. Our final score, 66-33. Intensity, the buzzword of the day for the Sooners, at least on the defensive side of the field. And they got it done. Coach Stoops set the tone. If you don't believe me, look right there. There'll be better days for Coach Rhule and his son Brian, who had a couple moments to celebrate. For Molly McGrath, Dusty Dvorak, I'm Mark Jones. Right now, we're going to send you to the studio for College Football Scoreboard. So long, everybody.
It's one of the best settings in sports, the whiteout in Happy Valley. A perfect night for the biggest game of the young college football season. Penn